...2023 Formula One season. Spring break is over. It's time for the drivers to stop partying and get back to business as well. After the sprint race yesterday, everything now resets to the grid we set on Friday in qualifying. And now we've got a very exciting 50 laps ahead of us for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Formula One now returns from spring break, and we're here in Azerbaijan, Baku, for the first sprint race. It's round 4 of the season and Red Bull domination is strong. 2 for Verstappen, 1 for Perez. Now we're in a double-header with Azerbaijan and Miami back-to-back. Then a week's break before we go over to Emilia-Romagna. Then the following weekend we're in Monaco. The following weekend with a triple-header we're in Spain. Then a week's break before Canada. Another 2-week break before then Austria and Silverstone back-to-back. Then we're in Hungary and Belgium as well to take us to the summer break. Doubleheader in the Netherlands and Italy. Then over as well to Singapore and Japan back-to-back. Then we go over to Qatar, United States, Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi rounding out the season. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads by 15 points to Sergio Perez. Fernando Alonso is 24 back. If both Red Bulls fail to score here and Alonso wins, he will be the championship leader. Helped out, of course, with the sprint race. Lewis Hamilton is on 4th position with 38 points. Carlos Sainz 5th. Stroll, Russell, Norris, Hülkenberg and Leclerc round out the top 10. As like I said, he's got more points than Ferrari, and McLaren have had a terrible start to the season. On the second page, Valtteri Bottas on 4 points, the same as Ocon, Piastri and Gasly. Then Zhou Guan Yu and Yuki Tsunoda with Kevin Magnussen and Alexander Albon round out the points. No points on the board still, though, for Logan Sargent and Nick de Vries, who's had one of the worst starts to a career ever in his long motorsport career. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull already have a 58-point lead over Aston Martin. They will leave here as Constructors still leading the way. Then we get Mercedes in 3rd, just ahead, massively, by Ferrari, McLaren, Alpine, Haas, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, and then Williams with points means all 10 teams do have points going after the first 3 rounds. It's time for race day here in Azerbaijan, Baku for round 4 of the 2023 season. Welcome to Azerbaijan.
A bit more, but we'll see what Leclerc can do. I know Verstappen is in a bit of a heated mood at the moment with what happened with himself and Russell. That's been, I think, the talking point going into today's Grand Prix, because not much happened yesterday apart from that.
And hello to everybody now on YouTube as well, as we've synced up with USRN, and they are underway as well. We've opened the pit lane not at 40 minutes, but 50 minutes before the start of the race. Isn't that confusing? I wonder why we've done that. Is it by the fact that they want to get the race started a bit earlier? Yes, we've got some presentations to do. Let's go down to the pit lane then and join Ted Kravitz.
And then put a soft tyre onto the end, but they say a two-stopper is actually slower, but plenty of teams out there think a two-stopper is actually what we're going to see on the strategy today. Start on the medium tyre, go between lap 8 and 16, and then put the hard tyre on around lap 27, 35, put another hard lap tyre on and go to the end. Right, Crofty, it's a bit quiet down here now. Everyone's made their way onto the track. We have an Alpine of Pierre Gasly and how they could do with a positive Grand Prix this afternoon.
Yes, they certainly could. Caught a chat with Otmar Safnow, their team boss, about an hour and a half ago, and he said, yeah, it's not been the best weekend so far, but points are available today. And what then of the pole sitter, Charles Leclerc, number 6, wasn't he, on the iTunes chart with his new tune here on the track this weekend. He's got a couple of number 1s, pole for the sprint and pole for the Grand Prix as well, but he's only converted a third of his previous poles in Grand Prix racing into victories, and the last 7 times that Charles Leclerc started on pole, Red Bull have gone and won the race. Now, a Red Bull 1-2 today will be their 25th in Formula 1, and victory for either of their drivers, Max Verstappen or this man there, Sergio Perez, would be the first ever multiple win by a driver, any driver here in Baku. Now, we've got 2 drivers starting in the pit lane. Esteban Ocon, who started the sprint in the pit lane, and now Nico Hülkenberg, who after struggling with tyre wear yesterday in the sprint, has now adopted the same strategy setup as his teammate Kevin Magnussen, so his car had to come out of Parc Fermé to try and do that. And after a fortnight of Taylor Swift dating rumours, what of the fearless anti-hero Fernando Alonso today? His happiness will be confirmed if he can take 3rd place from 6th on the grid. He'll equal the record for the most consecutive finishes in a single place other than 1st. 'Tis the damn season, as she says, Taylor Swift that is, for the man to end his previous year's podium exile. Is he aware that he could equal the record? Well, I think he knows. Simon, no champagne problems for Fernando this year.
I think Crofty's been getting on the puns a little bit too much. Okay, so the drivers are heading out onto the circuit as well to do their warm-up laps. Some are going to go through the pit lane and continue on. The 2 Ferraris have done that as well. We're now watching Alexander Albon on the screen. Good starting position for him coming up today as well after being down. Where does Albon start? 12th on the grid. Are points possible today? I can see we've heard from Jess. Josh, can Albon get some points?
Yeah, definitely. It's a massive possibility starting from 12th, but we've seen Sargent don't turn 15. Hopefully there's no driver mistakes at turn 15, but it's always possible. But yeah, Albon starting from 12th, massive possibility.
And Jess, coming to you as well. Charles Leclerc held on for about 11 laps yesterday before Sergio Perez got through at the front as well. Is he going to be an opportunity to sneak through and take a win, or can Leclerc hold off the charge?
Well, to be honest, I think with the Red Bulls starting in 2nd place today, that's going to look very, very nicely for Max Verstappen, because he didn't do too well in sprint qualifying, but in the actual qualifying was where it mattered, and Leclerc managed to hold on to the lead for quite a bit, as you were saying, but my pick a winner today, as I was alluding to yesterday in the JB Motorsports broadcast, was Max Verstappen, due to the fact that looking at simulation data, it's not much of a difference, but on pure consistency, Verstappen, I feel like, would have the pace on Charles Leclerc to get the victories. Around about 0.16%, but the extra percent doesn't mean it is quite a lot of difference. But we will see. But I think Verstappen is definitely looking like he's a favourite. He's not going to worry about George Russell behind him, because Russell is starting, I believe, 11th or 12th today in this race.
Looks like it as well, as the cars are continuing to venture around. MotoGP scheduled to start at 2 p.m. at British Summer Time. This race here gets underway at 12. So we're inside the 2-hour cut-off, which should be quite okay. But just in case something happens, Jess is standing by to take you through the end of Formula 1. And I will go to MotoGP as well, alongside Tom Dillon. Join us, me and Josh later on with Omi are going to be in the box. Has Omi left the commentary box, actually? He could have stayed and just turned his camera off. Did we tell him that?
We did not tell him that, no.
Josh, if you want to text Omi, because then he can pipe up during the race if he wants anything, if he's got anything to say.
Yeah, because we got the show,
yeah.
we've unticked the show non-video participants. I told Josh how to do that yesterday.
Which means that going forward, we can have more guests in the commentary box that aren't actually commentators. They're just watching the race, and then they can pipe up with opinions.
As long as they mute their mics.
Yes, yeah. Yes, and then they can just say something. A bit like how David Coulthard, in the BBC F1 days, used to interrupt Martin Brundle and Jonathan Ledyard as well, and he was commentating at the time actually on the famous Red Bull crash between Webber and Vettel at Istanbul Park. So yeah, just something like that actually, so we can have more people in the commentary box as well, without disturbing the cameras of myself Jess and Josh. So it's all going to be fun. Cars coming up to the grid. They're doing a lot of parade laps, actually, Jess. I'm surprised about that. We knew yesterday that tyre degradation was really high on the soft tyres. Ted Kravitz bleeding through there in the background. Yeah, so the soft tyres, really high degradation. It can't go the distance for the early stages of this race. So mediums to hards are the likely strategy.
Yes, and I think that's what Pirelli was saying in their tweet that they posted out earlier as well, that around 13 to 20 would be the quickest one stopper to then go on the hard. Some people could go on the hards for a bit longer and then go on to the mediums, and some people could go on the softs potentially as well, but that's very, very risky because there's definitely going to be at least one safety car, so I wouldn't advise that. We could see people doing the two-stop if they think the tyre deg is not too good, pitting at the lap 8 to 16 and then doing two hard tyres, if they have the tyres to last, of course, because some people may only have one new hard tyre running, so it does depend really, and obviously the track is quite cooler compared to obviously what we saw yesterday with the sprint, because it's an early time of the day, the main race, compared to what we saw yesterday with the main sprint race.
So let's go back down to Sky. They're on the grid then with some of the drivers now. Simon.
In the feeder series, how have you felt that he is coming?
Well, it's actually so loud on the grid, we can't hear Simon at the moment. So we'll stay with myself, Jess and Josh as the fields continue to come around. It's going to be a 51-lap Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon is starting this race from the pit lane, as well as Nick de Vries and Logan Sargent, all because they've had too big of a damage under Parc Fermé regulations. And I think that's fair, isn't it, Josh? But that means 17 on the grid. It's going to get quite hard to hear soon as Leclerc comes up to the grid position now.
Yeah, it really is. It's going to be quite confusing, but we'll be able to do it. And we'll have 3 drivers starting from the pit lane. So they're going to have a little bit of a battle further behind the main pack and hopefully catch up when there's a safety car.
Jess, how many? I'm thinking one safety car, but this is going to be quite a chaotic race.
And we know safety cars breed safety cars. I'm hoping we don't have any at all.
Yeah, I don't. I am
but
especially.
the likelihood of a safety car is going to be at
This
least
is
one.
Baku.
Yeah, this is Baku, and I'm actually going to try and find some stats from good old Lights Out blog website to see how many safety cars we've had in the past around Baku. I think in most Grand Prix we've had safety cars, but I will
No safety car.
look at a bit of stats for you.
Yeah, I think we've had a safety car in every race bar 16 and 19 off the top of my head, and that's without even looking it up, by the way, everyone.
Hold on. The safety car has appeared in 3 of the 6 races at this track. The most number of safety car periods in a single race is 4, which happened in 2017. And then the 2018 and the 21 races had 2 safety car periods. The 2016, 2019 and 2022 races are the only ones to not feature a full safety car period, but the 2019 Azerbaijan Grand Prix featured a VSC, and in 2022 there was 2 VSCs.
Right, we're going to be in for a very long day. Then again,
Yes.
the one problem with Formula 1 is that anything can happen. The pit exit is now closed, the drivers are on the grid, and shortly we'll be hearing from the drivers on the grid with Simon Lazenby as well. Damon Hill and Naomi Schiff is all there as well to talk us through it. No Martin Brundle, he'll be back with us in Miami. And I'm actually going to do a bit of a faux pas, actually, because I'm going to be wearing the same shirt in Miami that I'm wearing here today, the checkered flag one as well. But I'll be wearing checkered flag shorts in Miami as well for the race. I'm going to get completely into the atmosphere of it. We're going for a good one. Now, just having a look at tyres as well. Josh is going to be on the stats today as well. Megan Birch isn't with us today. This is race number 2 she misses of the season. A bit like Martin Brundle, actually. She's on the same schedule. She's back in Miami as well, and then she misses out.
It's her birthday.
It is her birthday. I'm going to see if I can't drag her in actually because she's just in the shower. She's getting ready for her party today. So we went out for a meal last night and caught everybody by surprise because we were supposed to be back at 7:30, and I thought brilliant, gives me an hour and 10 minutes before we get going for the IndyCar qualifying. we don't leave the restaurant until 8:40. But I looked at my phone at 7:50 and found out that qualifying started at 8. Luckily, Mum was dropping Dad back home, so Mum had to come to the commentary box and I had to talk her through setting up all the streams. She did very well. We got on a radio qualifying for Barber and IndyCar as well. This is going to be Just Godlike says, you're awesome, dude. Oh, thank you very much. And DK
Aww.
and Dio Nat says, let's go Papaya and Jinx, MC Jinx. We don't want to jinx. We don't want to do anything wrong. We can't lose anything. Car's actually stationed on the grid, so I'll get the cameras operational for a few moments as well. Predictions then for drivers who will not finish. I'm going Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc. I'm convinced they'll crash into each other at some point in the race.
Oh, I don't know.
It's very tricky to tell. It always is. That's the problem. You don't know exactly who's going to be
I
crashing.
think Sargent, Magnussen and De Vries.
Oh, that De Vries is more likely. He was the reason that Tsunoda had the tyre off yesterday. They made contact. We found out this morning. So what about you, Josh? Who's not going to finish this race?
De Vries and Sargent.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that everybody's calling, isn't it, as well? Just taking a look, because drivers are on the grid, and we're not hearing from Sky until now. Let's head over to Simon Lazenby. That was really good timing.
Now is the first round of the new series, F1 Academy. Yesterday in Austria, round one, Spielberg highlights. Thursday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports F1. Now, what does it feel like to sit atop the pit wall? You might have noticed we've got a strategist in the form of Bernie Collins with us this weekend. Here she is to demystify what goes on up there.
The pit wall. It might look like a few fancy seats in a row with some shiny screens, but in reality, there's much more to it. So with the exception of actually driving the car, these are some of the most pressurised seats in F1. Believe me, I know. The pit wall gantry started its life in the 60s, when car timing was done manually. Back then, engineers had to watch each car come by, start a stopwatch, and note down the lap time by hand. But with the introduction of computer timing, it evolved to somewhere that team managers and engineers could both keep an eye on the cars visually as they raced past and monitor their progress through the TV and computers. We're here, the Red Bull pit wall, centre of all the action that happens over the weekend. Headset on, ready to talk. These guys, a central position, that's the strategy guys, really central to what happens on a race day Sunday, how the key decisions are made. Right next to them, the race engineers, one for each driver, communicating directly, transferring information back and forth. They'll be given the information from the strategy guys when they think the pit stop is coming, what their plan of action is next, and also taking information in the other direction.
Turn 22 is a lot of unders here, like it doesn't turn at all. Okay, understood.
All of these are communicating directly with the mission control in Milton Keynes, looking at things like GPS positions on track, where the drivers are, how the traffic is around them, as well as looking at overlays to competitors, where are Red Bull strong or weak. And then sometimes it's back to basis. Look through the gap in the pit wall. Can you see the car going by? Does it look okay as it runs down into turn one? We often see the handout over the pit wall. Is it raining and how heavy, as well as the data that you're getting from the screens. Not everyone chooses to sit on the pit wall. Some teams have engineers in the garage, or they operate some of the sessions from in the garage. I always like to sit up here. You know, as a strategist, you're really close to the race engineer. All of the communication is supposed to happen on the intercom, but often there's little hand signals. You know, when you're trying to tell someone to box a slap, it's like, no, and that really gets the message across to people. One of the big advantages of the pit wall, in my mind, is your situational awareness. You can see the track, you can see the pit box, very aware of what's going on around you. And that is one of the reasons that potentially, even with advancements in technology, we won't see the pit wall go anywhere anytime soon.
Bernie, it's great to have you with us. And I find it absolutely fascinating what goes on up there. How much pressure did you feel when you're up there? Because you're the one making the decisions.
It's a lot of pressure, you know, for those guys on the pit wall, and it's one of those jobs where it's very easy to know what you should have done, and that actually adds to the pressure in some ways. But you sort of feel like you're making that final decision where the work of the entire factory comes down to. So the hundreds of people back at base producing a good car, and then if you fluff the decision, you've lost all of their hard work. So that's the bit that I personally find pressure, was the hopes and dreams of everyone in the factory.
Now, I guess, you know, I don't want to say that it's an easy job at all. It's obviously a very difficult job, and it's one that I don't envy you having to do, because the pressure is obviously clearly very high. But if we look back at last season, we saw quite a lot of mistakes from Ferrari that from at home, a lot of us would have said from where we were standing, you know, that was quite obviously the wrong decision. How does that happen? Take us into what it really means to make that wrong decision, and how complicated it actually is.
Well, there's a lot going on in the background that we don't fully understand, or that we don't hear through the radio comms. So yes, on the outside it does look like a mistake, and it's very obvious always afterwards to see, but perhaps the information that they were looking at was slightly different, or they thought the race would pan out in a slightly different way. Often there's something else that forces you into a pit stop that we don't know about. So I don't think it was the case in all of the situations last year for Ferrari, but you often have, we've seen yesterday even Lewis with the tear off in his brake duct. You know, I've had so many stops that I've been forced into because of some other issue on the car. So there's always things that we don't quite get the full picture on the outside. And as well as that, you know, we're all human, so potentially, and they've changed the management structure there a little bit, so sometimes it's just communication flow, or maybe someone having too much involvement that isn't looking at the right idea from a management structure side.
So there's a fair amount. Just take us into this afternoon. How much is pre-planned? Obviously, we see the amount of action, the amount of cars we've had going to walls. There's, I should imagine, only so much you can pre-plan.
So you want to have a really good plan going in of what your default. We hear them talk of a plan A strategy, and that's what tyres you're fitting, what stop lap you're expecting to hit. But for that to be perfect, your model needs to be 100% accurate. And this weekend in particular, we don't have long run data. It's 7 degrees hotter now on the track temperature than it was for the sprint yesterday. The wind, I actually noticed, has changed a little bit as well. So the guys will have a feel for that on their laps to grid, but not properly at racing speed. So, and by turn one, if you're in a different position on the grid, then your strategy's changed a little bit anyway. So it's all of the bit that's difficult in the job is the reaction to what's happening live on track.
Yeah, it looks like a one stop is the quickest way round today, medium, and then on to the hard. Right, Ted, Damon, take it away.
Thank you very much, Simon. Yes, welcome to the grid, as Martin Brundle would say. And by the way, Martin Brundle will be back next week with the grid walk at the Miami Grand Prix. Always one of the best grid walks of the season. But you and I and a million of our friends, let's pretend that we've just won an experience to be shown around the grid by the 1996 world champion, Damon Hill, shall we?
Hello, Ted. I will be your tour guide for this grid walk.
Great. Okay, well, tell us what it's like to be at the back. Not that you were at the back very often in your career.
Wow, Ted! Ours days.
So there's Kevin Magnussen just sitting down having a little concentrate.
That's a bit harsh.
Did it change anything for you? Did you think it was an opportunity?
What you mean?
Starting at the back?
It's starting at the back. No, it's not an opportunity, really, is it? I mean, it's basically a lack of opportunity. But there's the people even worse off than the people who are at the back, and they're in the pit lane. They're not even on the grid, so they're missing all of this entertainment and excitement. But we've got Kevin Magnussen. You were just talking about him sitting down there. He's chatting to his engineer now. But he'll be getting all his thoughts in a row. You know, he'll be trying to clear his head of all the extraneous clutter and thoughts. But he's got a job to do. It's not like he's on pole position. There's a big difference of mindset between being down there and a pole position. He's just looking around him thinking, who am I likely to encounter going down through turn one? And, you know, whether I'm going to be aggressive or defensive and all those things.
Okay, so now we've got an extra 10 minutes. A lot of the drivers have actually left the grid. They tend to leave the grid anyway. Did you want to talk to your engineer all the time, or did you, like Kevin, want to have a little time for yourself?
No, I was always there. If anything that was relevant to my job was needed to be discussed, then the engineer was always there, and I could always, you know, most of the information is coming to you, so they're usually coming to you and saying, we've got a small problem with whatever it is, you know, start procedure or whatever, but you know, we'll fix that, don't worry about that, or we're just fixing something on the ECU or software bug, and then you get a lot of stuff that's so you know what is happening. and then you don't get them coming up to you and saying, now don't forget the clutch is on the left or anything like that.
Yeah, James Vowles is here, of course, the team boss of your old team Williams. Williams have only ever had 3 team bosses.
Yes.
Frank Williams.
No, really?
Yes, Frank Williams, Jost Capito. Claire Williams was never the team boss, she was always deputy. And this man, James Vowles.
And James, you've settled in nicely, and they're also shown some good performance now with the car. Can you tell us where that has come from?
So I think I'm still settling in. Many more months in front of me for that one. But in terms of where we are, you highlighted it. I was just literally walking past a Williams and a Mercedes lined up on the grid together at the same time. Now, we've got to keep our feet on the ground. In qualifying, when the grip comes up, it masks some of the behaviours of this car, so we can get quite a good lap time out of it. Come the race, especially now, it's quite warm. The track temperature will come up. I think you're going to see, unfortunately, that we just dropped back relative to the others in front of us. That said, it's Baku, and there's huge amounts of opportunity ahead of us here. I'd be surprised if we don't walk through with multiple BSC safety cars and maybe even something more than that. And really, we're going to keep our nose clean, make sure we do everything that we can to optimise the position, and points should fall our way, hopefully, as a result.
Points will be falling your way.
Well, I mean, falling is the wrong terminology, but what I'm really trying to say here is the top 4 teams, top 5 teams really, are exceptional. And to break into the points now, you need everything to be perfect, or situations that fall your way.
Well, the qualifying went well for Albon anyway, so we'll be watching your progress. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks very much, James. Thanks for that. Have a good race. Was there ever a Williams? Tell us a Williams story. Come on.
Oh, there are so many. I mean, the one that comes to mind is when we were on the grid at Monaco, another street circuit, and there was a hint of rain, and Patrick stood in front of the car. Patrick Head, who was the technical director of Williams, stood in front of the car and caught my eye and said, "Damon, there's rain coming from the sky." And of course, where else does rain come from? But anyway, I got what he meant. And so that was basically a warning that we may be going to, starting on slicks in a wet condition or whatever.
I mean, in my head, remembering you in that Williams, sometimes you'd sit in the car, sometimes you'd get out. You didn't like to do too many interviews. How did you feel about doing interviews on the grid?
I was very happy to be interviewed, Ted. Where did this rumour come from?
I don't know. No, just remembering from,
Well, you're focused. You're in the zone, so it's a question of whether you think you've got the mental space to say, OK, now I'm relaxed and I can talk. I know Jensen was very good at getting out and talking and having a strange kind of ritual with him and Martin.
Well, you talk, yes, to do with, we'll not mention what that is. Some people do have rituals, don't they? Gasly does this whole thing about crouching down to the ground, touching the ground, looking up heavenwards. Hulkenberg yesterday I saw has a ritual where he goes through the movements he has to do, the buttons he has to press on his steering wheel, and then the sort of clutch release with his hand.
Yes, there was a driver once who was very superstitious, and if ever he saw if his crutch straps got done up the wrong way, he had to get out and start the whole procedure again, which was obviously time-consuming. So it made him concentrate on getting it right. I mean, you do get there are superstitions out there. There's drivers with little rituals, but mostly they're very professional at what they're doing.
Okay, just got a bit of taping up the plank down here at Lance Stroll's car. That's nothing serious, but maybe they've seen a little bit of damage on the bib there. What was the biggest sort of panic you had on one of your cars when there was something terrible on the grid going on, needed fixing quick?
I mean, probably...
like an oil pump or an oil leak or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, things like that, discovering a leak is the worst one because there's not much they can do about it at that time. There's a lot of fiddling about that's just to do with routine stuff.
Okay, let's have a look at the Aston Martin. All the mechanics are still with hands on the rear wing flap. Now, really, it's the drag reduction system that's compromised the whole of Aston Martin's weekend and is threatening to end Fernando Alonso's run of podiums. Do you think today is the day where the podium run ends for Aston, or would you not bet against Fernando in any condition?
I would never bet against Fernando in any condition, but safety cars were a factor we talked about earlier. That would probably have to come into play, I think, to help these guys get on the podium on merit, because the pace of the guys in front are pretty good. And also, I think you're going to have to put in that Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes, as being one of the tougher nuts to crack for Fernando.
Okay, just past Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. He's been suffering all weekend with food poisoning. And actually, today is the first day, so McLaren say, that he's felt vaguely human. Have you had that before?
Oh gosh, I had the most awful tummy in Argentina, which I picked up whilst surfing in the outlet of a favela in Sao Paulo in Brazil.
Okay.
Which was a very stupid thing to have done. So I think I swallowed some seawater and I spent the next week regretting it.
Right.
But made
We're
it through.
getting all the stories on Damon's tour guide here, aren't we? Carry on.
They're not very palatable stories, are they? But anyway,
Great. I want to hear them.
tummy trouble
Okay,
in
good.
Argentina.
All right. Well, Oscar Piastri is feeling much better, so that's good to hear. Let's talk about Carlos Sainz with Charles Leclerc, who, let's face it, is a Baku expert. That's put Sainz in the shade somewhat. He says there's something wrong with his car. He thinks he knows what it is.
Oh.
But that's weird, isn't it? He can be shown up in that way. 3 grid slots away from his teammate in an identical car.
Yeah, and I think that Carlos has really not shown that he's very happy with the car for a while. I mean, he does perform well in races. He comes back again in races. So, but you need to have a lot of confidence in your car around a circuit like Baku, and that's where Charles is perhaps able to take the risk. He's able to put himself out there on the end of the branch a little bit further than Carlos can.
Yeah, okay, well, Ferrari are going to spend a lot of time defending with Charles Leclerc today. Not only has he got Max Verstappen alongside him, but also got Sergio Perez directly behind. How long do you think Ferrari can defend this position for?
Well, as we saw in the sprint, unfortunately, not very long, I think. If all things being equal, if Max's car hasn't got a hole in it, which he had in the sprint yesterday, then I think then he's sort of a sitting duck on the straight. And the other factor is tyre degradation. It's hot, it's 42 degrees attack temperature, and that won't help them.
Okay, just finally, let's have a look, Simon, before we throw it back to you, at the front suspension, because your old mentor and engineer, Adrian Newey, has spent all of his time on this year's Red Bull and last year's designing the front suspension. I know he's an aero man, but he realised how important getting a stable aerodynamic, stable suspension platform is to the car to help the aerodynamics. So we've got this very high top wishbone there. You see where it meets the number 1, and it really helps that you've got a pull rod suspension, obviously, but where that top wishbone meets the number 1, the difference between that and the lower one under that T of the sponsor there stops the car from actually diving down on braking, keeping that aerodynamic platform stable. That helps with the DRS as well, and it helps actually with the car's straight line speed. So it's genius what Newey's done to this.
I mean, he makes such beautiful bits on cars. You know, they're effective, but they're also beautiful, and they're sublime because they actually have a function. Design, you know, function dictates form. But I mean, he's not just made suspension that will help the whole car, the platform of the car, but he's helped the aerodynamics because the air has to pass over those suspension parts, and of course, if they are interrupting the flow as it gets down further down the car, then you get all sorts of messy air, which loses you downforce. So, you know, you might say, oh, he's worked on the suspension, but actually he's worked on the aerodynamics.
He has. Okay, great. Well, listen, that is the end of Damon's grid tour. Hope you enjoyed it. As I say, Martin will be back from Miami, but Simon, for the time, did you enjoy that? Back to you. Where are you? Further up the grid?
I am, yeah, we are. We've got Christian Horner alongside us, so we can pick up on the Red Bull discussion. We had a bit of what should we say? There was a bit of niggle yesterday, obviously. How was Max this morning? He seemed to be in fretful mood yesterday.
Absolutely fine. I think that, you know, look, you can understand his frustration yesterday. He had a damaged car, it compromised his race, and, you know, he says it as he sees it. And but, you know, immediately, even within an hour after the race, you know, the big points of today, that's where his major focus is.
So, very different conditions today, Christian. 7 degrees hotter track temperature, slightly different wind. Any feedback from the drivers on that on the way to the grid?
Obviously, they've had a chance to do a few reconnaissance laps, so they get a bit of a feel. The only thing they can really change is the front wing. So, but nothing major reported. Just where they want that front wing for the first stint.
Now, we can't say for sure, but almost inevitable that your two drivers are going to be the ones fighting for the victory today. What was your pep talk to your two drivers this morning?
Well, I think we all have 2018 etched in our memories here. So yeah, they knew exactly what we were talking about, and I think that the drivers are free to race just as long as they respect each other and obviously the cars and the team. The objective today at this stage in the championship is bring home as many points as we can as a team at a track that, you know, is pretty brutal.
Checo's shown his resilience. We've seen it time and time again. Does he genuinely believe he can take Max down over the course of a season?
I think Checo, his confidence is sky high, and he's always excelled here. I mean, when he was with Force India, I think he was great here. The last couple of years, he's been great, and he's going to be carrying that into today. And you just got to go one race at a time. This championship is such a marathon that you can only look, one day ahead.
Thanks, appreciate it, Christian. We'll let you get on to it, and we'll swap in Lando Norris, who's kindly agreed to come and have a chat with us before the anthem today. Lando, how's it looking for you? Inside the top 10 from 7th?
It's our plan. It's not going to be easy. We've got a Mercedes, we've got an Aston behind us, which and they're both, I would say, on average, quicker cars. But we're in Baku, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun race.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of reaction from your side, Lando. Just the safety cars, any red flags, bit of a default plan going into it. Where do you think it sits between the 1 and the 2 stop, or what can you say to us?
Brilliant question. We'll find out soon. It's tough. Obviously, the hottest conditions we're almost going to have. Much windier today at the same time, so it's going to be some of the trickiest conditions. It's all in the air at the minute. There's no definite answer. Everything's open. All right, mate? He smiles too much, doesn't he? I told him earlier he just needs to watch out he doesn't run into anyone today.
I'm going to buy you a razor for Miami.
I'm actually on your side, George, so you're good, mate.
Is this new, by the way? I was just going to ask.
I'm wondering about this.
Talk about this. Like,
we're not here to talk about his mustache, guys. We're not here to talk about his mustache. Now, Lando, tell us, big updates for you this weekend here. Clearly, it's been quicker, but take us into the cockpit. What are you feeling that makes you more comfortable?
Not a lot.
Okay.
It's, I mean, when you have something which is maybe 2/10 quicker or so, split between 20 corners, 15 corners, it's, a couple hundreds per corner, which you don't always necessarily feel. So it's just little things, a little bit quicker in the straight, efficiency. Yeah, it's more like it's a little step forward. It's confirmed that it is, and yeah, I'm very happy about that. So the team's done a good job.
George, inevitable question. Have you spoken to Max today?
No. I mean, I've got nothing. I'll say hello to her. There's no hard feeling on my side.
He said you should expect the same back.
I know.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of work to do today, though.
Yeah.
From down at
Where are you starting? 9th.
7th.
Oh, whoa.
So I could be 5th within a few corners.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, you're behind me.
I'm behind you. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what today brings. Quite warm out here, so it might be 1, 2. I don't know. Easy 1.
Could be a 3 if you go on softs, mate.
Yeah, I know. I was tempted to put a soft on yesterday, and then they came on the radio after 7 laps saying Norris is struggling on the soft. So, yeah.
Didn't work out.
You want me to use them today, I guess?
I'm not having them today.
No.
George, was the soft yesterday a surprise how bad was the soft yesterday a surprise how bad the degradation was on that tyre for you?
But it's that C5 tyre, so he definitely wouldn't be able to get away with it in conditions like now. A little bit concerned maybe. I think it's going to ramp up a little bit more, and even the medium might be a bit of a challenge. And Ferrari's only got 1 hard, so that puts them at a little bit of a disadvantage if it goes towards a 2. But I'm P11, so need to worry about my own race.
Best of luck. Thanks, George. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's great. It's always good to have them. Look, these guys have raced each other. They know each other so well growing up that we might in the media kind of build things up, but they're racing drivers. We keep saying.
Well, I think, guys, the question is here on this matter is whether or not we can trust Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez to race side by side cleanly with each other, where in the past couple of races, Verstappen, every time he's gone wheel to wheel with someone, they've ended up crashing. And he's coming off worse in these battles. So, Jess, I'll start with you. Surely now people have got to start saying it's a Verstappen issue. That every time they go side by side with someone, they crash. It's like Senna. It's Senna. He puts you in a position where, unless you back out, you're going to be in an accident.
Well, you could take it with 2 sides, to be honest. I personally think that the only driver that Verstappen trusts to go wheel to wheel properly is Charles Leclerc, because I think those were the only battles that Verstappen had for the past couple of times where it's been clean and they've both given each other space and they both respect each other. I think they both still respect each other.
Yeah.
So, but I think I know Verstappen wants to race hard, but he can't expect him to always come out on top at the end of the day. By the way, risk of rain is 20%.
Oh, so
it's gone up from 0 to 20. So that's interesting. Probably not going to happen. So dry race, boom.
It was foggy. I haven't heard anything just yet. As we get ready, it's the national anthem then of Azerbaijan for round 4 of the season. Here it is. done with the drivers there. The wonderful national anthem. Let's go down to Simon.
Toto, your guys have got quite a big job on their hands today, haven't they? The speed yesterday of the Red Bulls and the Ferraris looks a little bit out of your reach.
Yeah, we have a different good car, and we always had it. We had good moments yesterday where George was really fast at the end. But overall, we're just lacking the stable platform, and we need to regain that. And once that happens, we can race at the front again.
What have the team said, and what have you been able to work out in terms of George's progress? Because obviously starting 11th isn't where you want to be, and he needs to make up places quickly, or is it be patient and see what happens?
I think he needs to make up a few places quickly and then be patient. I think you don't want to get stuck behind cars that are a second slower, but between the Ferraris and the Aston Martin, it's going to be very close, and you're not going to overtake on track, only with a life endurance of the tires.
And we're getting a spicy season again. Some comments yesterday. George, all right with everything that's been said?
Yeah, it's banter. No, between the two, it's emotional, and it's good entertainment.
Great, thanks, Toto.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Simon.
Naomi, Damon, what have you made of the jeopardy that the kind of sprint weekend format has thrown up with the lack of data on the long runs, for example?
Look, it makes it tougher for everybody, but I mean, there's something to learn, and it's the same for everybody, I guess. At the end of the day, it's which team can react the quickest, which team has a good bank of data, and all of those things are going to matter so much. But I've enjoyed really just how high-paced it's been. Every session's mattered, and it's been great from my perspective.
I'll come back to you, Damon. Let's just take a quick one from Ted on Charles.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. Just at the front of the grid, Charles Leclerc actually looks very, very relaxed. He knows he's on the front row. He can get a good start. He's got the fans right next to him. So they've sort of been saying things to him while he sort of chills out and gets in the zone the way he does. But make no mistake about it, Ferrari are settled. Well, they would settle Ferrari for a podium today. They would settle for third and fourth. For Ferrari today, third and fourth would be a good result. Obviously, they hope more. And that man, Charles Leclerc, is so good round here. He's going for more. They've got to stay realistic.
Good round here. Got to stay realistic. Red Bulls to lose this one.
Absolutely. I'm interested in what's going to happen with Sergio and Max. You know, that's where it's going to be an interesting battle on all levels.
You think there could be fireworks?
Well, I think, you know, that Sergio he wants to get the jump, because he knows that guy Max is going to be long gone if you give him any whiff of a clear track.
There we go, we're going to see how it all plays out. The helmet goes on for the pole sitter, Charles Leclerc, but as we've been discussing, Red Bull looking so strong with the DRS wide open in a straight line on this 2.2.
They really do. Risk is high. We are around about 5 minutes away then from all of the action from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And just letting everyone go, hello everybody in the YouTube chat, everybody on the Mixler app via USRN radio as well. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic session. I can't wait, and I know you two can't either. So then, 51 laps, 20% chance of rain, multiple cars in the pit lane, risk of safety cars extraordinarily high. I'm going to miss the end, aren't I?
I hope not. I hope you don't miss the end, because usually the ending is quite entertaining as well. But let's just hope that we only get any, or maybe just the one, maybe at the beginning, and that should be fine. But yeah, if there's hardly any safety cars, we should be finished around about 1:30,
yeah,
25 to 2, hopefully.
And we're on air at 1:50 for the for the Spanish Grand Prix of MotoGP. I was getting touring cars mixed up there as well, because Josh is keeping.
That's next week.
That's
next week. British touring cars.
There is British touring cars on this week. Wait, that's news to me.
Get to Brands quick, Josh. Get to Brands. Yeah, so that is next week, because we've got a whole weekend of action. Next week on the Saturday, we've got live coverage of every session from the Monaco Grand Prix of Formula E, mainly because it is so hard to do the highlight show when it's double practice on Saturday as well, with a single day format. So we're all live for that. Then we've got coverage of the Miami Grand Prix in the evening. And then on Sunday, during the day, we've got the British Touring Car Championship from the wonderful Brands Hatch Indy. And in the evening, you can join us for Miami as well. Anyway, here it comes then. Oh, wait, no, they're just talking about their ridiculous red button thing, which we've already got open.
We already talked about loads of times.
Yeah, so by the way, what's happening is, as soon as all the cars have crossed the line, I'm going to be leaving the commentary box, and depending on the time, of course, I'll be leaving you with Jess and Josh to commentate on the race at the ending of the podium ceremonies, and Josh got all the interviews, and Jess has got Sky Go on as well. So it's all going to be good. And then Megan will come in here. No, why do I need to do Megan in here? Because Jess got control of the stream. Never mind. I'm thinking of the wrong thing now.
Yeah, well, I can do all the buttons.
Yes, you've got control for all the buttons. So, yeah, Jess will be in charge, then she'll sign off. And then we'll, don't know who's on the review podcast. I don't know if it's tomorrow or Tuesday before me, because it's out Wednesday. So we'll find out exactly what the plan is.
It's bank holiday tomorrow as well, don't forget.
Yeah, and I would actually quite like a holiday, so I might not do it. Until maybe
yeah, do it later on in the week.
Yeah,
with Australia, have some few days off.
Yeah, if we get it on for Wednesday, because it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a nice little run together. Anyway, here it comes then, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
The land of fire. So cold because of the eternal flames that burst through the ground. But once a year, it is Formula One that sets this nation alight. Rivalry sparked.
He brake tested me.
They've gone into each other.
Reputations singed.
I am stupid.
Heated exchanges in abundance.
You only take a little bit of space. Next time the same, you know.
From hopes of victory extinguished to results snatched in the dying embers.
Just on the line, Bottas gets second.
What stories will be ignited in 2023?
Feels good.
As burning ambitions set this land ablaze once more.
Normally, sprint break for normal young people is all about partying down at Daytona Beach. But here, for Formula One fans, it's a different kind of party. We've been away for 3 weeks since the Australian Grand Prix. We've just about recovered from that crazy weekend. It's time to head into the new and the old. Half in Asia, half in Europe. It's the fourth stop of the 2023 campaign. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City Street Circuit. 6.003 kilometers, 51 laps ahead of us as well. Top speed around this track, that's 351.8 kilometers an hour. 2 DRS zones back to back each other in parallel lines in the new city before we venture out across the motorway to the old city. Turn 1 here has been action zones for decades almost. It's been so much fun. Ricciardo dialing up the inside of 3 cars into Turn 1 back in 2017. How about down at Turn 3? Sainz trying to go around the outside of Giovinazzi in a daring move. Giovinazzi just giving him enough width, and Sainz bolder than most round the outside. How about the Castle section as well, where in 2019 qualifying, Charles Leclerc just got it a little bit wrong, locked up and into the wall. I am stupid, he said on the radio. Today he aims to be, I am victorious, as he lines up on pole position for the 3rd time in the last 3 years. Tyre compounds, well, Pirelli have brought C5 soft, C4 medium and C3 hard, but they are up in tyre pressure from last year as well, meaning it should be a cleaner race. But no one has got any soft tyres left by Pierre Gasly, so it's a medium and hard compound race. Here's the starting grid then, from back to front. Nico Hülkenberg and Esteban Ocon will start in the pit lane. Hülkenberg's had setup changes, the same as Esteban Ocon. Nick de Vries is the first on the grid in 18th position. Pierre Gasly lines up in 17th. 16th on the grid for Kevin Magnussen. Zhou Guanyu lines up in P15. And then we get Logan Sargent in 14th. Valtteri Bottas starting 13th on the grid as well. 12th on the grid for Alexander Albon in the Williams. George Russell, a poor qualifying, getting eliminated by his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Russell's 11th, Hamilton on the grid. Piastri starts in 10th. Lance Stroll, a disappointing weekend for him, down in 9th position. Yuki Tsunoda starts in 8th position. Lando Norris starts 7th. Fernando Alonso with 22 career wins, and 22 seems to be his lucky number at the moment with Taylor Swift rumours going around. He starts 6th alongside his old rival. When they were McLaren together, their numbers were 21 and 22. Lewis Hamilton's 5th on the grid. Sainz is 4th with Perez 3rd. The front row of the grid though, Max Verstappen alongside Charles Leclerc for the 3rd year running. He's on pole position. Well, the anticipation is through the roof. Nobody is going to be expecting what's going to happen. Fernando Alonso starting 6th on the grid. He's been on the podium every race so far this year. Jess Ball alongside me in the commentary box, alongside with Josh Turner as well. Jess, Fernando Alonso, can he write the blank space on the podium? Can he be number 3? Or is he going to know this pain all too well of not being good in sprint races in Azerbaijan?
There could be a lot of trouble for Fernando Alonso today, mainly because the Aston Martin not looking as good in terms of race pace compared to the Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. So I really do hope this doesn't end his podium streak, but we've seen stranger things that have happened to Alonso in the past. He could go for win number 33 here, you never know, there could be carnage in front. We'll have to wait and see, but it's not looking likely at the moment, but strange things have happened in Baku.
Josh, tyre compounds are on the track, so many of them on mediums. If I look at my map up here, the only drivers with new softs, Russell's got 1, same as Ocon. Gasly with his errors, he's only got 4 new sets of soft tyres, so watch out for him in this race to be up there. Zhou's got 2, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, De Vries with 3, but everybody, new sets of hards and mediums. It's going to be a fairly easy race. 1 stop predicted, possibility of a 2-stop if there's a safety car.
Yeah, and Piastri and Sargent also have 1 new soft as well. But the possible race strategies, the quickest is a 1-stopper, mediums pitting lap 13 to lap 20 with going on to the hard tyres, and then the alternative 1-stopper is start on the hards, go up to lap 38 to 45 for the soft, and then the slower 2-stopper, which we might see if there's a safety car, is mediums up to 8 to 16, then hards up to 27 to 35, and then hards to the end. Everyone is starting on the medium tyres except 18th, 19th and 20th, which is De Vries, Ocon and Hülkenberg.
And Jess, we know here in Baku we either get an absolutely fantastic race or an absolutely boring race. It's one of the two. What are you expecting we're going to see here today?
Well, to be honest, we had no safety cars last year. Remember, 2016 wasn't the best of races, but 2017, 2018 were absolute crackers as well. Remember, we saw the famous Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel brake check incident. I can't remember what year it was, but it did
17.
cause a little bit. 2018?
17.
17. And that produced quite a few safety cars then as well. But we don't need safety cars to control the fun. It's a massive tow on the run up towards turn 1 as well, so we could see some overtakes there. We can see an overtake into turn 3 and turn 4 as well. But yeah, hopefully it's not going to be boring. We've seen the F2 race this morning, and if you haven't watched it, we won't spoil it just in case you want to catch up. But it was quite a really, really good race actually. I was expecting more carnage, but it was actually pretty decent, and the right person won as well, but obviously I won't spoil it too much.
No, we won't at all. We'll keep that back.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, because Josh hasn't seen it.
Yeah, Josh T, not me. I've seen it, obviously. I was commentating on the race. Anyway, so, looking ahead, let's have a look then as well. Turin says hopefully 2 to 3 safety cars. It says good day, lads. No, I've got to get to MotoGP. There's a 2-hour cut-off, though, so I'm happy about that. Then again, it's 12:02:30. By the time this race starts, it will be about 12:03. Maybe, no, 12:04 when this race actually starts. So that takes us past the cut-off point. So I don't want that. I want to get going. Here's the championship then. Verstappen leads on 75 points now after the sprint yesterday. Perez on 62. Alonso's on 48. Hamilton's on 40 as well. So there's a lot riding, mainly between the two Red Bulls. We don't know which of the two is going to have the opportunity as Leclerc backs up Verstappen and Perez. It could be that Red Bull swap over. Perez could win the race today and close up a little bit to Max Verstappen if Verstappen DNFs.
Christian Horner did say that they were allowed to race in the pre-show, but we know Verstappen may want a different outcome. But yeah, for F1 fans' sake, let's hope they can go on and race properly. Let's hope the same thing doesn't happen to Verstappen and Perez and what we saw for the two Red Bulls many years ago where they both crashed out. And yeah, but we are about to start. We got both Ocon and Hulkenberg in the pit lane ready to go as well. And I'm still predicting Max Verstappen, he's going to take the win.
They're lining up on the grid now. Leclerc's been stationary for 12 seconds. Hopefully it won't be too long until we get the procedure. They're all quite close together with this back straight. Cars coming into the end of the pit lane. Here we go then. Leclerc's been on the grid now for 25 seconds. We're waiting for the lights to come on. Green flag in the back. They've been held for 30 seconds. We've had a man's break. It's time to get going. 3, 4, 5 red lights in Baku. Action in Azerbaijan. Great start from Charles Leclerc. He's going to easily defend from Sergio Perez. Who's defending behind with Max Verstappen. They need to make contact. Alonso locks up. Round the outside comes Lando Norris. They all get through cleanly. Hamilton battling with Fernando Alonso into turn 2. Not going to be that one through. I don't know. Is that Charles Leclerc down to 3rd? What's happened there? No, it's Carlos Sainz up to 4th. Sainz makes a blistering getaway as Piastri now further back having a battle. His teammate Lando Norris is having a battle with Fernando Alonso around the outside. It's turn 4. It is Leclerc leading from Verstappen. Perez 3rd, Sainz 4th, Hamilton 5th, Alonso 6th, Stroll 7th, and at the inside that's Magnussen making a move on Albon. Good start from everyone, Jess. They got through turn 1.
Yes, indeed. Russell's made a few places at the start as well. Started 11th up to 9th, so he's having a great race so far. He the total rule said that they need to make up a few places, and they did. And Lance Stroll gained 2 positions. Yellow flag!
Oh, weird. This is in the castle section, so who's going to bid it and who's going to throw it in? Or has someone locked up and gone straight on at the castle section? We can't see anything just yet as to who... Oh, Bottas has dropped back. Double yellow sector 3.
Yeah, Bottas is down to 18, so it might be him.
Green flag now, so Josh, do you know it's a turn 2? Magnussen's on the radio, maybe he's got a problem. All good so far. Camera work was shocking there as well, sorry, because we didn't even spot Sainz's great start to get back up to 4th.
I have no idea what happened with that yellow flag, but can Alpine do that in the fast lane?
Yeah, it has the car. Yeah, I don't think they can
Because it's normally in the garage.
You used to be able to do that, but now you can't, so you have to leave the garage to take it. But look at Verstappen at the end of the opening lap. He's closing in on Charles Leclerc. DRS activated on lap 2 this season, no longer on lap 3. So now we're going to see Verstappen. He won't have it in this first sector, have it in the last sector. He'll start to close up. Can Leclerc hold him back? So, Stroll was up 2 places, so is Russell. Magnussen's up 3. Gasly's up 2. Bottas, I think, Jess, you were correct. He's dropped 5 places. He must have been the cause for that yellow flag.
Yeah, he must have, and he's not liking the Baku City circuit at the moment because yesterday didn't go well for the two Alfa Romeos as well, so they're not going to score as many points as well. But I have to say, great also start from Kevin Magnussen, up 3 places, and Gasly as well, they gained a few places. Ocon and Hulkenberg pretty much stay where they are compared to their pit lane start too, so they've not made some headway. But I'm expecting when DRS is going to be enabled soon for Verstappen to potentially challenge at the moment. The reason why he's not challenging right now is because no DRS, and detection point for the first one will be heading towards turn 3, I believe, so that's when they're going to go for the move. So I think the Red Bull that usually start in second gets away much better than the one starting in third, and that's exactly what we've seen today.
Verstappen might take the lead soon. I can sense it coming. I think Charles Leclerc can too. This is why I said these two are going to make contact if they're not careful. They haven't raced each other since last year, and they were making contact. Rubbing is racing, but this is what we've wanted to see in the opening 3 races. The fact that somebody has got to step up and challenge these Red Bulls, and it looks to be here in Baku, the Ferraris, to do the job.
We've had some news from Haas. Ked made some contact for some drivers or those ahead of him, and they don't think it's damaged. There was damage to his front wing, but they don't think it's too serious, so he stays out.
DRS has been enabled, as we know, so the first time you get to use it is down towards turn number 3, and Verstappen is all over the back of this as well. If he can find the way through using the force, Perez is going to try and stay with him as well. He's within a second, and as we hear as well from Tuin as well on the YouTube chat, the DRS train begins, but Verstappen doesn't want to be in a train, he doesn't want to see red. Into turn number 3, still shuts the door, Max can't get through as they come into the first 90-degree right-hander, turn number 4. Let's take a look at the start, Jess.
So this is a lovely helicopter shot, not gonna lie. So you can see, I think, a lot of drivers just not getting a nice getaway, but we can see, I think, Fernando Alonso almost got past Hamilton as well. You can see going side by side into this back straight and got very, very close, but the 2 Aston Martins still touching distance for the Mercedes, which is great to see as well. You're seeing Albon going in a few places as well. Sonoda, don't forget, had a great qualifying, and he's taking down. Let's look at Magnussen then. He was talking about him having some front wing damage. You'll see the replay of how he got
Bottas.
So that's what caused the yellow flag. So it was Magnussen and Bottas.
And Albon.
So Bottas got away with it. Well, he didn't get away with it at all, really, whereas Magnussen got away with it briefly. That's Albon on Piastri, I think. Or
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Albon.
And now it's gone.
Albon.
But I'll let you cover this one. Leclerc fastest lap of the race so far, but Verstappen is catching.
Yep, hand over fist is what we like to see, and he's closing down the battle. DRS will be activated as well on the entry to turn 20. 3, 2, 1 across the control strip. Now he's going to have it, and Verstappen can begin to reel in Charles Leclerc in towards turn 1. He pulls to the inside line and blazes into the lead and shuts the door midway through. Max Verstappen on lap 4 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix takes the lead away from Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Perez down to 3rd, Sainz 4th, fastest lap for Lewis Hamilton though, 1:47.602. He's got the lead at the moment, and now the chopping and changing will begin. We can't let Max Verstappen get away at the front, otherwise the race is effectively over.
Yeah, it will be. Verstappen's got a half a second lead and still growing. He might be out of DRS range by the time we get to the front straight. Next time round, Hamilton now has the fastest lap. That's 1:47.602, but it's Red Bull, Ferrari, the top 4.
Perfectly on time, and you drink, thank you, because I've just run out of mine up here in the commentary box as well, so nice drink of Coke for the rest of the race. Should keep me through. Let's have for Bernie Collins.
Perez is fit to really control the tyres, so is there going to be a game of can one of them manage and get that one stop to work, and can the others push through the field on a really aggressive 2-stop?
Because when I was asking people about strategy today, it was like talking to a sound engineer. How many stops? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 was the answer I got. Bernie.
I think it's going to be really close. Can they keep that dead under control, particularly for these Ferrari drivers? So if Leclerc can hold on to this position from Perez, is he able to do the management as well?
It's a big...
That's a question, and now we're going to see a battle again between Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez with the DRS open for Checo as he comes down the back straight away. It'll be open across that white line across the circuit. Look at this, it's like a fishing reel reeling in the squiggling Ferrari down towards turn 1. It's going to be a bit too late. Perez can't go for a move there. He'll have to do it into turn 3 if he wants a manoeuvre, but this is getting a bit feisty now. Red Bull could end up battling each other for 1-2. They're free to race, we know that. Leclerc is in their way, and there's a bottle on the track that the drivers are having to avoid that's been thrown in from the grandstand. And now Fernando Alonso kicks it away down the side of the street as well.
Whose bottle was it? Was it from a fan?
It looked like a fan, but yeah, it looked like a fan bottle that they give out here at the circuit. It looked like a milkshake bottle as well. It was plastic as well, but we see bags fly onto the circuit here now. It is the city of wind, so I'm not really surprised here. that it's blown onto the track, but hopefully everything's okay, because we know how damaging they can be. Verstappen with the fast lap of the race, though, 1:47.108, as the racing begins to cool down here at Baku. And lap 1, turn 2 incident noted, causing a collision. So it's under investigation by the stewards. Pit lane with 10.
Behind him so much that Fernando Alonso is actually saying, look, I think we're suffering here with the tyres being so close to Hamilton, and Hamilton is so close to Sainz. So Alonso thinking long term. Hamilton's trying to have a go and get close to Sainz, was within his DRS zone, I think. And let's see if he can have a go in the next lap or so.
Cheers, Ted. Dio Nat has said, how awesome is Josh B's shirt? I'm glad you like it. I got it for my birthday. First time on for Megan's today as a bit of a celebration. First time around a race. Checkered flag. If you're not watching on the YouTube stream, you're listening on USON, it's a checkered flag shirt. But if I stand back towards my checkered flags, it looks like I'm on the green screen again because I start to blend in. Anyway, lap 6, and here comes Checo. Down the straightaway, is he going to go for a move? He looks to the inside line, and Sergio Perez going to battle Charles Leclerc, tries to hold around the outside line of the braking zone. Doesn't work out. Perez to second. It's taken 6 laps, Jess, for Red Bull to breeze past Leclerc on the medium compound tyres. Yesterday it took 11 on the soft tyres. Ferrari must be better on softs than they are on mediums.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? I think we can see the gap that Red Bull are trying to pull away from Ferrari now as well. And with Sainz not that close to Leclerc, it's going to be hard for the Ferraris to identify that. No further investigation for the lap 1, turn 2 incident.
Okay.
But we'll look at the replay of, was it Perez breezing past Leclerc? No challenge at all, not going to lie.
Fans were like, the Ferrari fan, well, Checo fans were good. The Ferrari fans just in front of that Checo fan were miserable as well. So it seems to be the same old, same old. Just the Perez and what's happening there? It looks like they've all got like little flat spots on their tyres, I've noticed as well. It could be the sun reflecting. Lance Stroll radio.
Fernando, I will not attack. We are both playing the same game.
Copy that.
Yeah.
Wow. Lance Stroll saying, I will not attack Fernando. We're both playing the same game.
So they're playing a team game then?
Yeah, but it's weird.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked. It's weird to hear a teammate of Fernando Alonso actually suggest no team, just to have team orders. It's quite weird. I'm impressed.
I think it strongly suggests they're not just in for, they don't think they're going to win the drivers, they're all in it for the constructors.
Yeah,
potentially.
They desperately want a race win as well, don't they? Let's hear from Fernando.
So I can confirm, Fernando, that Lance will not attack you. Lance will not attack you. He's doing the same as you.
I mean, he can have a go. I think Hamilton is opening the graining, but it's just a matter of time we overtake them.
So Fernando, copy.
So Fernando.
So he wanted Stroll to have a go. What?
I think Alonso wanted Stroll to pass him so that he could get ahead of Hamilton because Hamilton's tyres are starting to deg. So that Stroll, if he could pass Alonso, he could pass Hamilton, hold Hamilton up so Alonso can go through. So Aston are actually going well. Bernie Collins used to be race engineer for them as well. I'd love to hear what she's going. Into the pits comes Bottas though to change on to, I believe, hard compound tyres. Yeah, brand new hard tyres.
And I believe that was Gasly, I think, that's having a bit of an issue as well, who's fighting with Bottas currently at the back.
Sorry, coughing fit. As it comes through. It's 3 days.
It's been a busy weekend for you, Josh.
It has.
So.
Yeah. I think as well. It's not over yet as well. As soon as this is over, we've got MotoGP, then I get 3 till 8, a break, and then we got IndyCar coming up as well. So it's a long day, but Megan's party is also on. Megan's just also informed me Moto2 live timing is recording. Those races will be recorded tomorrow and will be out on Tuesday. Both races airing in highlights, as always. As we watch Max Verstappen closing in, and fastest first sector goes to Sainz, fastest second sector to Verstappen. But now the racing starts to quieten down a little bit. It's all going now until the first round of pit stops, which on the medium tyres, Josh, you've got the stats written down. How long are they going to take these mediums again going into this race?
Lap 13 to 20th, they're doing the quickest one-stopper, or lap 8 to 16, and someone's coming into the pits there very
Russell.
quickly.
I think it's Russell.
Even, yeah,
no,
no.
that's early.
Whoa.
It's Albon. That's really early. He's on medium compound tyres. Is he on a 2-stopper then?
He must be.
He's
on a
He's
2-stop.
going for the slower 2-stopper, but that was very fast. He even had DRS open going into the pit lane.
Is he not meant to have that open going into the pit lane?
I don't know actually. I've never known a driver to have DRS open in the pit lane. I presume it snaps shut as soon as you hit the brake though. So
Yeah, because on the game it snapped
did.
shut.
Yeah.
On the game it snapped shut.
He had DRS when he activated the DRS and then went into the pit lane.
Round about the same, yeah.
And then when he braked, it snapped shut. So yeah.
Oh right. That
Good.
explains it then.
So it will close itself up. Go on.
Yeah. Just before he got alongside the wall.
Yeah, it'll go down, won't it? Yeah. That is Nick De Vries, who is behind Zhou Guanyu. De Vries started 18th on the grid, made his way up to 15th. Now he's in a battle with Zhou as they come back through the castle section at the top and breathe it down. I'd rather take a dull Formula 1 race and start on time for MotoGP. I really would. I'm not even kidding. Ted. Oh no, sorry, I thought I heard Crofty say Ted in my ear. I think he said 10, not Ted, as well, because he's talking about
It is hard to tell. We are about to approach lap 10, but we're going to be on lap 9 soon.
146.801 for Max Verstappen. He's got the fastest lap then of this race. Perez is second with Leclerc third.
Tsunoda is in.
Yeah, there he is.
Or is he?
Yeah, Tsunoda pits.
Yeah, Tsunoda's in the pits.
And Piastri.
And so is Piastri.
So both of them diving into the pit lane. In fact, we've got a gaggle of cars in there as well. Sargent's come in as well. So Tsunoda, Piastri, Sargent coming in as Alonso, trying to battle Lewis Hamilton now as well. It was rumoured a couple of weeks ago that it could be that Alonso and Hamilton could be teammates again at some point in the future. I think Fernando very clearly said in 2007 we are never ever getting back together.
Oh no.
I couldn't resist that one. Now can Alonso...
I think Hamilton knows all too well that they won't be teammates again.
Yeah, it was when Ron Dennis chucked Alonso the keys and told him to bleep off as well. Oh god, we could do so many. That is true. Right, Mercedes.
Don't do it in IndyCar later on, otherwise.
No, I won't do it in IndyCar. Unless Taylor Swift is performing the national anthem, then I'm really going to...
I'm happy with who got pole in IndyCar, though.
Romain Grosjean, in case you didn't notice. Yeah, Romain's on pole again.
Yeah.
Whoa, Fernando! Fernando just drifted out of 15 and almost kissed the wall with his rear tyre as well.
He's catching up to Hamilton.
He's going to have the DRS, isn't he? And Stroll's here too, so... This is Mercedes power with two different concepts of cars. And this will really hurt Mercedes if Aston Martin pass them. Hamilton's on the radio being told to box, so that's going to get him out of the train. But Alonso might pass him anyway before. Oh, did Alonso touch the line? If Alonso touched the line, you have to come into the pit lane.
Oh, is that a rule?
Yeah, after Raikkonen did it in 2017. Hamilton pits. Who else is in behind him? Lando Norris. That's going to hold Lewis up. Did he? Oh! Wrong camera angle.
My God.
So close to contact. The McLaren pit lane is right next door to the Mercedes pit lane, and Hamilton was released into the path of Norris. They missed each other by inches in the pit lane. It won't be an unsafe release, but that was very close. Now Hamilton is down in 13th position. He wanted to get ahead of this gaggle of cars. He hasn't done so. He's stuck behind them, being held up because of Norris. Yellow flag, set to 1. And we've gone green. It's Hamilton, someone down there.
Hang on a minute.
DRS was briefly disabled, but now we've gone green again. It was where Hamilton was. So driver could have locked up, gone straight wide, but we are green. No safety car.
Now we need another yellow flag. Again.
Yeah, but I'm sliding.
Oh, who's that? It's De Vries.
He's struggling.
De Vries has hit the wall. De Vries is out. Where's he gone? It's at the turn 4 and 5.
Turn 4.
Now, is this... Oh, he's locked. Oh, he's broken the front suspension. This will be a safety car, which is perfect news for Red Bull. They get a free pit stop. Oh, that's
good news for people who haven't pitted as well.
Box. Yeah, box now, because of the safety car, which is bound to come out. It's going to give you it. Max pits. Checo leads. And now the safety car needs to be called, but it's not. They might be able to cover it under yellows. It's a slow part of the track. Maybe even a virtual safety car. Might not need the full one. Hard tyres go on for Verstappen. It's a slow start, right about 2.9 seconds. So Leclerc takes second, Sainz third, Alonso fourth, Stroll fifth, and there's full safety cars out now. And that's really effective. Oh, hang on, Hamilton. Yeah, safety car. Pull, box, Lewis, box. You can't box because you got held up by Hulkenberg.
Lewis has already boxed.
That's true. So everyone who's already come in, that's true, Jess. Well, that's well done for reminding me of that. Look at that, they ought to slam on the brakes to stop across the line. So safety car deployed on lap 11 of 51 to recover De Vries's car. That
And the safety car's not there, it's still in the pits.
So they're all going to get a free run around. This is going to, and this is a free pit stop for Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Alonso, Stroll. This has really affected Max Verstappen's chances of winning this race.
Well, that's my pick a win gone. Thanks, guys.
De Vries is out, safety car deployed, and now we're going to wait.
And did I call that one of the retirements will be Nick De Vries?
Yes, you did.
And so did Josh as well.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Well done. box for Perez. May as well free pit stop. Let's hear from... Look, Sainz, box, all coming in now.
Everyone's going to box, I think.
So the safety car has been deployed. It's the Mercedes AMG for the second time this year. Aston Martin, Alonso, box. Pit lane's going to be a very busy place. I hope Ted Kravitz is ready because they're coming in soon. As they come in, Perez is out in the final corner. It's such a long lap here. We shouldn't be on the safety car for very long.
No.
I'm just worried about will this affect anything with distancing. Yellows breed yellows in Azerbaijan. We've learnt that before.
Would that mean I might have to get Sky Go a bit earlier than intended?
Possibly, yeah. 1 hour 39 minutes left on the clock, though, Jess. That takes
it is a minute. It is like a minute and a half delay. That's the only bad thing.
Well, I'll move over to the commentary box then, and I'll leave this one running, and you and Josh.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'll move over to Combox B.
And that's Perez in, I believe. Surely,
Yeah,
that's not good news for the Ferraris. They both have to box.
Yeah, and this could actually... Oh, no!
Oh, my goodness!
Perez released him into the path of Leclerc. Leclerc had to brake.
That's an unsafe release.
Yeah.
That's an unsafe release.
So Red Bull could have just made the biggest mistake as into the pits comes Sainz. Alonso's into... And what's happened with Stroll? Stroll and Russell are side by side in the pit lane entry. What is going on here? Russell was side by side with Lance Stroll. Alonso gets going. Perfect double stack here for Aston Martin with their new front wing nose cone this weekend.
Bit of a slower stop for Lance Stroll, though.
Alonso was 4.7 seconds in the stop. Stroll was 3.5. Russell's 2.7.
Oh, that was Alonso that was slow. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was Stroll.
Verstappen's back to third. He's got ahead of Sainz, so the field reorganising itself now under the safety car. Hulkenberg stays out. Zhou pits. So everyone now, I believe, is on the hard compound tyre. Oh, great. Everyone's on the hard compound tyre. The most difficult tyre to get temperature in. And we're going for a safety car restart. That's brilliant.
But Verstappen's pit stop didn't cost him that bad. He's up to third.
So it's costing the lead only, effectively.
It's cost him the lead only, but technically I think he could still get the lead. So it's not doom and gloom for Verstappen. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a similar order to what we saw in the sprint race, pretty much.
Yeah. He's gone off at 4 and 5, actually, not down at turn 7 as I thought, just for the castle section. So what I want to know is, why aren't they just getting a tractor there? It's something to lift the car. Like, we don't need this. They are so slow at recovering cars. Really slow.
And the ones who pitted early before the safety car, apart from Verstappen, they did not benefit that at all.
No, you're right.
Hamilton's down to 10th, Norris is down to 11th.
Wow.
That's huge. That is huge.
And if whatever... Go on, Josh.
Looking at the circuit map, literally exactly where the freeze is, and we're going to see it now, there is a vehicle extraction point right there to the left.
Right, the suspension entry did to freeze.
Yeah.
Simple. So easy
How
to
did he
do.
not hit the wall? Did he not hit the wall? He must have hit... No, he hit that wall, okay.
Touched the inside wall at 6, then locked up at 7. Yeah, there is.
Oh, okay.
Marshall point 6.1. Yeah, you're right, Josh.
No, my left wheel is broken, mate.
think he could have done it maybe not on the track line. Look at this. This is Russell passing Stroll. Stroll slowing down in order to get a gap to Alonso.
Russell's speed.
Let's listen to Stroll's on board. Oh, it's Stroll's fault. It's not Russell. It's Stroll's fault.
So did Stroll speed then?
No, Stroll was going too slow coming into the pit lane because he was trying to get a gap to Alonso.
And this was an unsafe release for Red. I think this might be an unsafe release for Red Bull.
Yeah, because
someone else.
Look, because Leclerc has to lock up on entry. There, look.
Oh!
I reckon that could be a penalty.
That's a 5-second penalty and a fine.
If I was Ferrari, I'd be dialing them up right now saying, yep, he held us up in the pit lane. Yep, all this.
Recovery vehicle on track at turn 6.
About time.
So it's been 2 laps.
I know.
What's taking him so long? Go on.
Russell is lucky that he was on the inside, not the outside. Because if Stroll was on the inside, then Russell wouldn't have been able to get into his pit box, and he would have had to slow down.
That is true, yeah. Let's hear from Bernie Collins.
For the hard tyre, and we're fit to run it to the end. But we've got very different track conditions this year, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can make that work or if they need another stop later on in the race.
Ted Kravitz, down to you.
Well, funnily enough, Valtteri Bottas has made another stop. So stopped before the safety car, and now has just gone and put another set of fresh, hard tyres on. So, don't know. Any answers about that, Bernie? Or just come in afterwards. Didn't work out, of course, for the McLarens. Lando Norris behind Lewis Hamilton and Oscar Piastri now behind Yuki Tsunoda. Lance Stroll, I can tell you, has been on the radio asking questions about the George Russell sort of cheeky half overtake, cheeky half not. Is that allowed? I think they're telling him that it's fine, but it is just as well, as you say, Crofty, that it's a nice wide pit lane because, you know, it's quite close to a lot of mechanics. That might have worked for George if they were the garage. They're not now. There are some Ferrari and Red Bull mechanics George had to watch out for.
Well, the safety
car in this lap then, so we are going to go green, which means Perez becomes the race leader.
Yeah.
Everyone gets scared now. I'm actually really frightened.
Well.
This could end badly. I mean, we know it could. Safety car restarts never give us the good thing, do they? Safety car is in. We are going green in Baku. Predictions, Jess?
Red Bull's are going to make contact at some point. Oh, no, joking. I don't know.
Perez is holding him up. He's going at 200. Well, he's going 100 miles an hour. No overtaking until the start-finish line. He's bolted now. No, he hasn't. Leclerc's right on him, though. Ready, so is Sainz. It's Red Bull, Ferrari. Then we get Alonso in there, too. Green flag. Away we go here in Azerbaijan as we look down from the helicopter camera down towards turn number 1. And Perez having to go defensive. Charles Leclerc trying to go around the outside as well into the braking zone. Stroll trying to go on the inside of that is Russell. Doesn't work out. And then we go. There's debris in the middle of the field. It's a paper bag. Goes up the inside. Alonso making a move on Russell on the inside line to turn 2.
And Stroll.
Stroll too.
Made a move on Russell as well.
Ocon and Hamilton battling now as Leclerc's under pressure from Max Verstappen. Verstappen
Joe
comes to the
is
inside
dropping.
line. Joe's dropping down the field. So is Ocon as he comes through. Verstappen takes second away from Leclerc and now gets going again. Tsunoda drops down behind Piastri. Alonso on the inside of Carlos Sainz. Yeah, very good move, forcing him wide to the exit of turn 4. And now Alonso is back in the hunt as well. And now Stroll's going to get past Sainz too. Hamilton and Russell having a poor restart. Tsunoda back to 12th as we head to the castle section.
Yeah, both Mercedes, I think, just got boxed in, I think, from the 2 Aston Martins as well. But Alonso could still be on for a podium, and he's chasing down Leclerc. So I think that safety car has definitely helped him in this race so far as well. And redemption for Aston Martin for what happened in the pit lane as well. But Perez still leads, Verstappen second, Leclerc third, so Leclerc dropped a bit of ground. Now, what we're going to see with the 2 Red Bulls, I wonder what Verstappen is going to be thinking on the team radio.
Well, Perez has pulled a 1.5 second advantage to Verstappen, so in my book, I would say Verstappen's got to just play ball and stay behind him.
Yeah.
Down towards, no DRS for 2 laps, remember? So they're not going to be overtaking this lap, which I think is a wrong rule anyway, because it limits the chaos we could see into turn 1. suppose it prevents safety, but then again, it's been the rule for so many years now. Slipstreaming doesn't need it. Look at Alonso going so defensive. And now we've got is that the two Mercedes battling? Yes. Hamilton on the inside of Russell into turn 1.
Brilliant move.
That was really good. Look, and Russell's coming back at him. No, you're not going to get through here, me, says Lewis, shuts the door on him. And Hamilton goes to 7th, Russell down to 8th. And now we're finally seeing a bit of the spark.
9th.
Wow, he's dropped way
No,
forward.
he started at the back. He's up to 9th.
Good spot. Getting good.
The Alpine is looking really good.
I wonder what MotoGP are going to do now, because their Moto2 race goes on until 1 o'clock, and then it's in like an hour break until the next session. So they've started later today because of Formula 1. Let's take a replay of this restart. This is Verstappen on Leclerc.
Yeah, Verstappen on Leclerc going down into turn 3. If I remember rightly, Verstappen gonna just slip it up the inside in the braking zone and perfectly done. Talking about MotoGP, Joss, as we see another move from Fernando Alonso having a look up of Sainz, gonna go around the inside at turn 4.
Still good. Aston Martin mechanics like it too. Go on, Josh.
And here's Hamilton on Russell down the front straight, going into turn 1.
There he goes. Well, that was a restart. Sorry, guys.
I think
Russell clearly.
He made defeat there.
Yeah.
Hamilton, I would have backed out of that move. Pit lane is involving Perez has been noted. Unsafe release.
So.
Is it going to be investigated or flash up on the race control monitor? Surely. Go on, Josh. Finish your point.
The DRS is enabled. You know how the Kaimi ring in Finland is up for sale?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, guess who has been confirmed in talks for buying it?
Raikkonen?
Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri?
Yeah. It was on Twitter the other day.
I missed that bit. All right, cool. Valtteri only a track. Get F1 there. Driver own circuit. FIA stewards, pit lane incident involving cars 11, Perez reviewed. No further action for unsafe release. So,
okay.
I mean, it was, but okay, that's a weird one.
I'm guessing, I don't get the pit lane release malarkey or that. So.
The
Anyway.
The FIA have been on a weird one this weekend.
They really have. Well, what's new?
Yeah, what is new? I did have, I'm trying to find my notes. I did have somewhere on who was the driver, who are the stewards this weekend. So Niels Wicht is the race director, and the driver steward this weekend is Enrique Bernaldi.
Oh,
Bernaldi.
not Bernaldi.
Yeah, Bernaldi.
If ever there was a driver not to be a driver steward, it's Enrique Bernaldi. He was involved in so many accidents and his days at Arrows as well.
It's a bit,
I hope you're watching, Mark Preston, who was team principal at Techeetah for Formula E. Oh, and that was the debris. Stroll's picked up some damage.
Suspension.
Stroll hit the wall, took a big chunk out of it. I thought there was dust when Hamilton went through. Now, is it okay? Yeah, look, I thought I saw some dust when we were on the onboard, and Hamilton's picked it up.
So I wonder if Hamilton's going to do his best to get past Stroll then, maybe. Yeah, there was a brief yellow, now it's green again.
Russell is under investigation. Pit lane is yellow, sector 2, now green again. Yeah, you're right, keeps going yellow, green, yellow, green. In pit lane incident involving Russell has been noted.
So was that they're going side by side with Stroll?
Yeah, but I remember Vettel doing it in China and not getting a penalty because Stroll was deliberately going too slow.
Is the FIA consistent? I don't think so.
Fair point, Jess, fair point. So that's going to be a 5-second penalty for Russell then, isn't it? Coming up. No further action. Woohoo! Yes, Russell.
FIA right.
Because that was Stroll holding up Russell. Yeah.
Yeah, because Stroll was going back. It was similar to what happened to me in China in a league race. I was going slow, and then the car behind was going side by side with me. That's quite funny. I was annoyed, but it was actually fair play because the rule stated you were allowed to do it. So I didn't,
Was it?
Stroll, radio.
Car is okay.
Box.
No, car is okay, it says.
Oh, right, car is okay. I could barely read the radios. That's probably why.
Was that driver you were racing with, Jess, called Sebastian Vettel by any chance?
No.
Oh, it's his move.
We win multiplayer cars.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, I wish it was Seb Vettel. Jesus Christ. Verstappen did set the fastest lap a lap ago, but he's just gone 1,000 slower then. So he is saying consistent lap times at the moment.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. Lance Stroll is chasing down with a damaged car Carlos Sainz.
Sainz in P5. Gap between them is less than a second. We're watching them now because Russell's at the back of it. There's back of the shot.
Hamilton, then Russell.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Not seeing Hamilton yet. Let's have a look at Kevin Magnussen. What's he done? Driver's eye to turn 1. Oh, that's bold. Up into 17th position. Getting ahead of Logan Sargent. Nice move. And he had to oversteer the exit T1 as well. Oh, hang on a minute. Did he get back through? Who's he passed? Is he passed Joe? So are we looking at the oversteer?
That was a slide.
Oh, Hulk's certainly done his rallycross technique. So did Joe get back past him? Because there was a car that went through. Not sure who we were looking at there. I think it was Joe. Yeah, he passed Joe. And Joe got back past him. And that's what I'm looking at, the driver tracker anyway. And on the timing tower that we've got to put in the comms box. 34 laps to go. Lap 18 of 51. We've been doing it for 38 minutes, averaging 145 laps. Takes us to 1 hour 10. Yeah, we might just be okay with this.
Yeah, we might be fine, hopefully, if there's no more safety cars, please.
Yeah, if so, I'm going to be rushing around like a headless chicken to get this on for MotoGP. Hulkenberg is yet to pit. He's attempting there for Fernando.
The Lance, my brake balance suggestion, as I am now, I think it's a good help.
Yeah, copy, Fernando, copy, all understood.
This is Fernando Alonso helping out his teammate Lance Stroll by giving him his brake bias. Says 1:45.425 for Verstappen, fast up of the race. I've never known this side of Alonso before, guys. This is really suggested, helpful racing.
I think a mentor. I think Alonso's been a mentor to Stroll. Who would have thought it? I think the last time that happened was last year when in Brazil, Bottas gave some stuff on the team radio to help Joe Guan Yu.
He did. Yes, he did. I forgot that, yeah.
Yeah, that was smart. I have to say, since Alonso's moved to Aston Martin, I kind of like him.
Yeah, he's nice. He's relaxed.
Just like Vettel.
Go on, Josh.
It's time for me to do an edit.
Why?
What?
So you know how Nick DeFries touched the wall?
Yes.
Someone on the Twitter replies has said, "Someone add bonk." The bonk sound effect to this. So guess what I'm going to be doing?
Adding a bonk sound effect.
You might need to get one for Esteban Ocon as well. Look at this. A bonk coming out of the corner. Oh, little touch. Out of 15. Is there not one of those sound effects on the Discord that for a bonk that we could play?
Do it, Josh.
If there is one.
You can create your own for the server.
We're going to have to get
It has to be Nitro, I believe.
Oh, right. Nitro.
No, it's...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, fab. Right. Oh, well.
I think so.
I know what I'll be doing then, getting some voice clips sorted from the races.
I'll have a look
at
it on my
Stroll!
server.
Sorry, Stroll's gone wide! Stroll's gone wide, coming out of turn 16! He went over the curb, and look at Hamilton! He's now going to be right up with him and go past him even before the DRS zone. Hamilton, with awesome speed, in that Mercedes, pulls to the outside line before the DRS zone, and he'll have it now, they go wheel to wheel. And Hamilton is through, cuts off the aero drag to Stroll, and Hamilton finally gets clear of the car that's been holding him up since the restart.
A soundboard is anyone can upload to the server if you're like a server admin, but only Nitro users can use it, like myself.
Oh, I see. So we can upload it, but we can't play it. Right.
Well, I
Lap
can.
time deleted from Stroll, track limit 148.0.
Yeah, that was the one we just went off the track with as well. Oh, I'm being
have
attacked
a
by a
look.
mosquito.
Oh, here we go.
Ready?
Oh, get ready, because here comes Lance Stroll going for a bonk over the curb. Into the braking zone, and get a bit of oversteer, and jumps over the track.
You have Nitro as well, Jess.
I do have Nitro.
So yeah, so you can use it. And Nick.
Nick too, yeah. Big oversteer. Nick will be back with us actually for a Formula One race, I think at Imola.
Oh, very nice.
A bit of a slide! Whoa, Perez!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and what was that? Verstappen hit a bird.
Oh no.
Verstappen tagged
Was it like
a bird.
someone hit like a rabbit or something, or a
No, it
lizard?
flew-
Like
it flew
Verstappen
away.
saying there's a giant lizard.
Oh yeah, that was on the track, wasn't it, in Singapore?
Yeah, it was.
Verstappen tagged a bird with a rear tyre and Perez was drifting out of turn 15. These Red Bulls are just having fun now as well. They're 7 seconds clear of Leclerc. Try saying that when you're
Red
drunk.
Bulls are going to win the race.
Which one? Is it Street Circuit Specialist Perez? Or is it Mighty
All
Max?
championship leader Verstappen.
Yeah. Here's Russell on the back of Stroll. DRS will be open. Can he get through? 4 tenths, 40 metres, 38, 35, 34, 32, 30. No, it's too much for making a move on the inside line in towards that braking zone, so we'll have to think
Maybe
again.
turn 3 and 4.
Look at that, just 17 metres. It's almost dive bomb worthy as well. 6 metres ahead. This is so tight between them. DRS open again. A much shorter distance on the run. Down towards turn number 3. Now it's active. Closes down again, but it's too late. The braking zone just won't work.
No, maybe next up, I think, for Lewis Hamilton and Lance Stroll as well. And we've got Sainz in front of them as well, so that's going to be interesting. And Hamilton.
We're approaching halfway in this race.
Already.
Let's look at... This is Perez's
What
slide.
just happened?
It hasn't, just one safety car. Look, this is the Perez slide. Oh, millimetres. Look, this
Millimetres from disaster.
Oh, just caught
And
my
did
slice.
Verstappen just hit a bird? Let's see.
Oh, well, they probably did then if they cut away.
Oh.
I saw it fly off in the top of the background as well, so I'm pretty sure he did.
Don't know, to be honest, but hey-ho.
Just taking a look at the Moto 2 as well. On their, I've just received a tweet from it. I'm not looking, but I will comment on. Now, here's the thing: because of this race, I can't commentate on the Moto 2 and Moto 3 live because of doing Formula 1.
But he is recording it.
It is recorded, but here's the thing: the results, the live timing, get kept from me. Megan sets it all up, all the graphics and everything. She sets all the video up, and I go into the commentary box with my notes, and I sit down and I commentate on the races. I have no idea what's going to happen. And that's how my reactions are genuine when you watch the highlight shows.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah,
Thank you to Megan doing work on her birthday. That's dedicated.
Yeah, we've set up commentary box B today in my room now, not the front room.
Tires are stable,
Oh,
we are happy
sides.
with tires and happy to push more and go hunting.
Right, so one...
Good hunting, Carlos Sainz. Good hunting.
So Sainz hunting Alonso. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yep. What's that Taylor Swift song? Was there a Hunter song for Taylor Swift?
I don't know.
Yeah. I'll think about that, actually. I'm just trying to think. Are you ready for it?
I'm literally trying to figure Taylor Swift puns here because obviously there's been some rumours that Fernando Alonso could be in love with Taylor Swift. It's a love story. Please say yes.
Yeah. You got there just before me. Through the castle section. Wonderful vantage point there to see the track. That cameraman's been up there all day. He was there in Formula 2 this morning.
It has.
So lap 22 of 51 then. Stroll continues to try and close down on Lewis Hamilton. Can he find the running order? I don't think he can. Jumps over the top of the rumble strips. What a fantastic little... It's a strategy race. That's what we love about Baku. It's a constant mind-altering experience, this track. What? Josh has found something. I think his edit's gone well.
This is incredible.
I look forward to this as well.
I am
Put
sending
it
it in
on the
comms
JB
chat.
Motorsports Twitter, Josh.
Yeah, put it on there. Hamilton on the radio saying he's getting told we're seeing degradation on the hard tyre. They've only been on it
Could be
11
a
laps.
two-stop then.
Yeah, it's got to be two-stop up. Is they can't do
They
it.
did pit early due to the no, yeah.
Yeah, they're very
Hamilton
early.
pit before the safety car, so of course there will be degradation on his tyres.
Well, I would take a look at Hülkenberg and Ocon, who've been on it for 22, well, the entire race. See what their tyres are looking like. They're doing comfortably 9th and 10th. Then again, they're battling each other.
Haas and Hulkenberg on Ocon.
Just as we're talking about them, they appear. And coming up behind is Lando Norris as well.
And the Norris in 11th position, Tsunoda in 12th, Piastri 30, Albon were pitted early, did not benefit him either.
What a cracking battle. Go on, Jess.
We got Red Bull, Ferrari, Aston, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston, Mercedes.
One negative thing of all this, by the way, is that I can see Jess and Josh, but they can't see me in the commentary box. So that's why we sometimes trip over each other as well. I think it works quite well once we build up the rapport of commentating. We sort of get to know where we leave off as well as...
Exactly.
Yeah, right there.
That's the same with any commentary, really. Like, the more you work with them, the better that you become.
That's all.
Consider plan B.
Copy.
Is that making it?
The rear. I don't think he'll make it to the end.
Yeah, A firm.
So
Stroll is struggling with the rear.
No, that's Russell.
Yeah, but that's Russell saying about Stroll. That's the bit of radio we missed.
Ah, okay.
So he's looking ahead.
Some drivers could be moving on to a two-stop then.
He's on the back. Russell on Stroll, yeah.
It's hard to tell because it's too bright on the cameras.
That's the problem. The Aston and the Mercedes look identical, so it's quite hard to tell from the low-down view as Ocon keeps ahead of Hulkenberg. Norris coming in there as well with Tsunoda and Piastri. And there's Alexander Albon running in 14th place at the moment. Just outside the points after he started 12th on the grid. Sargent's passed Gasly's into the pit lane. So Gasly pits. How was that decision to join Alpine going, hey, Pierre?
Probably not very well, I think. Well, to be fair, Tsunoda's doing a lot better than expected, so I wonder if Gasly should have stayed at AlphaTauri.
I'm thinking the same thing, you know. It's a bit like, it's just too much.
Yeah, like, he's not doing as he should, but he's still got points, but he should have scored, I think, more points. That Red Bull is so quick. Jeez.
They are 10 seconds clear of Charles Leclerc. 10.756. And Leclerc's under pressure from Alonso.
When is Verstappen going to go for the move?
I don't know. I think they're saving the tyres now. I reckon we'll see a move in the last 12 laps.
Flat 49.
Yeah, right about... Yeah, that's pretty much... I tell you what, Max is reminding me a bit of Marc Marquez here. He's lulling the driver who's leading the race into a false into security, just keeping a second back. And then in the last couple of laps, he's going to pounce on him. When he saved his tyres and Perez's tyres are dead and destroyed, he's going to pounce. Exactly what Marc Marquez does. Did it a few years ago to Enea Bastianini as well. I think it was last season actually as well. Verstappen though, fastest lap of the race and not much happening elsewhere as they come down to the braking zone. Perez, 1.4 seconds clear of him. Is Lando going to find anything to get through? No, he's not. Let's have a good to stand on the pit wall.
For Nico at the end of the race, you know what I mean. But otherwise, no pace is good from both cars today. So I think it was the right thing to do with Nico to start from pit lane and make changes so the car uses the rear tires less.
Maybe a late safety car or a red flag might pay dividends this week.
Shut up, Crofty!
The opposite effect that you had.
Shush, Crofty!
Tell us why Nico Hulkenberg had to start from the pit lane. What was the reasoning behind that, Gunther?
We changed his setup, his suspension setup, because yesterday he was very unhappy with his car in the sprint race. So he said I'd rather start from pit lane, but have a setup which obviously worked on Kevin's car. So we converted his car to Kevin's setup, and it seems to be working for him.
And Nico, just looking at where Nico is right now, it's actually helping Kevin Magnussen, isn't it? Because he's slowly edging his way towards that group of cars of Norris, Tsunoda and Piastri who are stuck behind Nico Hulkenberg.
Actually, I have to correct you. They are stuck behind Ocon, no? So we are not holding them up, Karun, you know, just be fair, please. It's a joke, yeah.
No, but is that, you know, is that part of the plan there? Keep them going, you know, let's say if Ocon pits, will you still use Hulkenberg to help Kevin out?
We need to see when that happens. You know, we cannot say now what will happen, but for sure in the moment it helps. But obviously you cannot plan these things intentionally happen, and I hope it works out, and hopefully Kevin can get past Albon soon. You know, that would help as well. So obviously we are not in a bad position right now.
Gunther, it's Bernie. Just a quick question on Hülkenberg again. He's started the race. That's good tyre information for Kevin, isn't it, on the life of that hard tyre? What are you seeing in terms of hard tyre performance and how long you can think Hülkenberg can keep going?
I don't know, in the moment he's still pretty happy, but yesterday the drop-off came brutally. You know, they came from one lap to the other, and for sure you've seen that there was no warning or nothing. All of a sudden you were a second slower, so he's just waiting that moment, and then we know it.
Gunther, thanks ever so much. Great to talk to you as ever.
We've got the sound effect.
Oh, brilliant. Go on then, Josh.
Josh, are you playing it or am I?
I can play it.
Okay, go Josh.
It's not playing, is it?
And I've got it downloaded, so I'll play it now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll play it now. Here we go.
Cool.
Nice and aggressively. We'll talk about that in a moment. Here's Nick de Vries.
Yeah, and then there you can see
suspension.
Okay, that was earlier on in the race with that little bonk sound effect. We're going to have to get those up during red flags and that lot as well. You know, when there's big accidents happen. Like we'll get Matt Gallagher's commentary or our famous Mr. George Morgan as well.
He's commentating on Euro Formula this weekend and GT Open.
He is, so guaranteed some more classic comments from him as well. He's already, do you know, I was talking to him, I can't remember, it must have been in pre-season as well, but he has made a couple of Moe-isms as well, but they're so easy to do. It's just a muddling up of the word, isn't it? It's so difficult to get it right.
It is. I've said some Moe-isms in my time in commentary, let's just say that. Come on, guys, get some battles. This is boring.
Yeah, there's not much going on with, but we are past halfway. 25 to go. It's about 27 to 51, or within about 50 minutes. 1 hour 40 then on the board. Oh, it might be possible. I might have to hand the podium over to Jess to wrap up the show, which is likely as they continue.
My tummy's rumbling. I hope there's no more safety car.
Keep it on through, and here comes Hülkenberg. Now, what's he done? That 24 over the bumps. Oh, he touched the wall.
Hit the wall, entry 50, check front right, pressure. Pressure's okay, all okay.
So Hülkenberg touched the wall on the entry to turn 15. Usually drivers hit it on the exit of 15, not into 15, so he just misjudged it a little bit.
Is it time for the bonk?
Yeah, there's a little bonk.
It is time for the bonk.
I tell you what though, Josh, that's your new project for tomorrow. Go through this entire race and get every time somebody clips the wall and just put the little bonk sound effect in. And we'll put it on Twitter. Hashtag JB Motorsports, at JB Motorsports YT is our Twitter handle. It's mainly where we post our streams and breaking news throughout the weekend as well. We tried doing tweet-alongs, but it's really hard because we're all in the commentary box. So until we get a media manager as well, we'll back off on that. I don't know, did Omi come in the commentary chat, by the way? Is Omi here in the background, or has he joined the box?
No, he said
he's
was
in bed.
sorting something in bed.
All right. Well, now that Jess found that feature out, we're going to try and use that means that we can have a few more commentators on during the race, like, as we suggested, the pre-show coverage of things as well, having different pundits and then allowing the commentators to come in at the same time. We'll trial it in Monaco as well, the day of the 500. I feel terrible now because the commentary box is going to be quite a big one, because it's going to be me, Megan, Ian Birch, Josh will be there. Also, we'll get some pundits on as well.
What do you think between plan A and plan C? Are you still happy with plan A? Yes, the moment, yes.
Oh, I've got flashbacks. Every time Ferrari come on with plan A, plan B, plan C. It's like the Enterprises soon want plan G, and we don't even know about it. We just got used to plan F. And we don't know what happened to plan E. And somehow plan D comes back into the mix of it, despite the fact it was crashed on a planet. Anyway, I'm getting over myself with this one. Perez leads 1.765. If you're just joining us on USRN or YouTube, Perez leads, Verstappen second, Leclerc third, Alonso fourth, Sainz rounds out the top five, Hamilton is sixth, Stroll seventh, Russell eighth, Ocon ninth, Hülkenberg rounds out the top 10 and the points paying positions. Norris is 11th, Tsunoda 12th, Piastri is 13th, Albon 14th, Magnussen is 15th, Zhou 16th, Sargent 17th, Bottas 18th, Gasly 19th, and Nick de Vries is 20th, crashing out of the race and causing the safety car to come out around about 15 laps ago. Battles on the track, well, it's not between the front. Perez and Verstappen separated by 2 seconds. 13 seconds away from them is Charles Leclerc. Alonso 2 seconds to Sainz. So the closest battles on the track are Norris and Hulkenberg, Tsunoda all battling. And then there's a few more further back, just sort of in the way of it. But Tsunoda to Norris is the closest on the track at this moment. And throw in, well, Hulkenberg, Norris and Tsunoda, 3 drivers closest on the track right now.
I thought my map was frozen, but it's not. It's because I was going through a different window. But
right.
yeah, I think that I'm surprised that there hasn't been much more action, to be honest. Usually there's more action right now, but it might just be people, I think, just finding a little bit of their feet as the race goes on, I think. Hulkenberg, I think, still yet to stop, neither is Ocon. So they're praying for a late safety car. That may drop them down the order. Magnussen's gained 1 place, but he's looking to score more points, I think. Albon, I think, definitely not benefited at all. Alonso, by the way, set a personal best set to 1. Leclerc personal best set to 2. And so has Alonso as well. So that could be a great fight as well. By the way, Perez was around... no, he was a second quicker than Verstappen. Now Verstappen's 3 tenths quicker. So, yeah.
Sky have lost commentary. I've just heard there's nothing there when I turned up their feed. So we've still got it because we are
Ted's currently on, I think.
Good. Right, let's go to Ted then if he's there.
Rub of the green.
Ted, yeah, in the back.
You know, do we think it was their mistake that brought him in, that didn't keep him out and waited for the safety car, which is what Bernie said. It was their mistake from the pit wall.
Yeah, but I agree with Profi. There is no way Checo is giving up this win.
Even if they tried to manage it. Even if they tried to
Verstappen radio.
Just give us a heads up with what you're struggling with, Max.
The balance between the diff and engine braking is not good.
Okay, we'll have a look.
Yeah, so that's on corner entry, just to explain to people. They've got various parameters that they can change in the car. So when you get on the brakes into a corner, you get a certain amount of engine braking. Imagine you're driving downhill.
Is this Max touching the wall? Sorry, Karun. Out of turn number 3. Yes. No. Okay. It's a very small gap. It's very tiny.
He's got a bit damaged floor.
Oh, he does. Look
Floor.
at that bottom left. The floor's damaged on the Red Bull, and that explains why he can't get past Perez.
Where did he get that damage then?
Probably George Russell. Just saying.
No, not George, because George was nowhere near Verstappen.
I was on about yesterday's sprint race, but
Still.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, it will be George Russell.
Yeah, it always is.
That's going to be the
even if they're
meme, I
on
think,
the
for the rest of the
opposite
season.
Yeah, even if they're on the opposite side of the track, just blame George Russell.
But they are on opposite sides of the track, aren't they? Russell is out the opposite side of the track to Perez and Verstappen right now. Perez fastest
Russell,
lap.
Show, Hamilton and Sainz.
Yeah, they're all just further back, aren't they? They're closing in together. Here they are. Is that Ferrari got a damaged wing? No. Is it? No, they've zoomed in.
No.
They've zoomed in especially on them for that. I was a bit worried there. Yeah, Perez...
So was I.
Yeah, because it looked like it was flopping a bit. Perez 145.394, fast lap of the race. 21 laps to go then. Past halfway. I'm relaxed now.
As soon as Josh is about to relax, there could be some drama. So
always the way.
Yeah. So don't relax too hard, Josh.
I'm still standing. That's Elton John, isn't it?
It's weird that it's saying De Vries is still there on the tracker now.
Yeah, it is.
On one.
He's just stopped, isn't he, on the T feed? He's just there.
Yeah. That's why Josh has got the F1 one instead of the thingy.
I was waiting for the F1 to come available for a very long time. Let me tell you, I'm so happy it did midway last year. I think we used it for the first time in the Japanese Grand Prix because we just needed it. The T feed's been improved a lot this year, but my God, was it hard to get everything sorted. It was nearly impossible. What have you noticed,
What
Josh?
have you done, Josh?
You remember how around 25 minutes ago, you know how Lance Stroll hit the wall?
Yes.
The same place where Nick de Vries hit the wall.
Yes.
Is it time to do another bonk at it because it's the same corner?
Probably, yeah. That's a strategy.
Do it.
Emperor Palpatine. I absolutely love the Robot Chicken Star Wars. I'm sorry to kind of, that's not Formula One, but I love those things so much.
The new Star Wars game is actually out now.
Yes, I am going to play it soon. Oh look, there's the new team principal of AlphaTauri, Laurent Mekies as well, who is currently behind the Ferrari strategy, which is why they have.
Is that next year he's going to be team principal?
Yes, starting 2024. So he'll have to go on gardening leave from Ferrari though, won't he? So he'll leave the team soon, unless they've waived that gardening right thing that they've had. Oh, Leclerc radio.
Entire life on the hard is as expected.
Which is what? That's got to be the next question.
Yeah, Croft is right. No, I was hoping Bernie might say, but yeah. So we know the hards can't make it, but how hard are the hard tyres going to have to work? And how hard are the drivers going to have to work to keep the hard tyres working in the optimum bit? This is ridiculous. Ferrari's strategy is 3 blind mice walking around a table and picking between plan A. Ferrari's strategy is 3 blind mice with the entire alphabet in front of them. And when they run out of that, they go to the Greek alphabet, then the Egyptian. We'll be in hieroglyphics by the end of the season. Oh, Perez.
Fastest lap, Perez. No, yeah, Perez.
145.311. So that's closing up once again, just as we like to see. Let's take a look at Max Verstappen then. Into turn 15. Has he clipped the wall? Get ready for another bonk. Yes, he has.
Bonk.
Did you play that on time, Josh? Did you play the bonk?
No, I said it.
Oh, right. I thought I had a sound effect.
To be honest, in the edit, when Max Verstappen hit the wall, the bonk sound was playing in the edit that I'm doing.
I heard it. I don't know how, but I heard the bonk.
I said bonk.
Oh, you said bonk. Oh, right. It was Jess then. I heard something. In the back. Yeah. I heard it in my earphones. I was like, what was that? This is This is the most interesting battle on the track right now. The battle for 18th between Bottas and Gasly. Gasly's got the DRS. Bottas will go to the inside of the fence, but Ocon decides to do the old switcheroo and takes the position up the inside into turn 1. Gasly goes to 18th place. To be honest with you,
This is legendary.
I'm happy with this race. I'm actually quite happy with it. Purely selfish reasons. Yeah, well, purely selfish reasons why I'm happy with it, but I am. It's all right, we're coming up to the dreaded 15 laps to go, as Ian Birch would say. Anything can happen in the next 15 laps. We're on 19 at the moment. Let's have a look at Gasly. Oh, this is his move again, isn't it?
That is Gasly on Bottas.
That was telegraphed. Scott says Alonso could still get a third. He's reeling in Leclerc. Tunin says the same. Australia now says the bird is the word.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Family Guy.
That's an addictive song right there.
Oh no, I've just messed it up.
Oh no. It's alright, you've got time. You've got another 18 laps.
You've got ages. You've got 18 laps.
Yeah, loads of time. Verstappen's just set a personal best, Jess, a 1:45.343, but it's not the fastest lap of the race. Because that belongs to Perez, 1:45.311, but Verstappen's starting to respond to try and close down this gap.
The top 4 are the only ones in the 145s. 145s.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone else down
in
in
their fast laps.
Yeah, everyone's doing 146s, aren't they? Some 147s. One for 148 with Bottas. De Vries was doing 149s before he crashed out.
Just sending in comms chat.
We need a big bonk, says Tunin as well.
Right, hold on a sec. He's not in comms chat. What are you on about?
Yeah, it is.
Let's head for Perez.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I'll download it.
I think Perez has done it too, guys. Into the braking zone.
Yeah, but it's not.
Oh, Perez touched the wall.
Yeah.
Entrance to turn 15.
What happened at 15? Copy.
I think the couple. Yeah, it's bonk, isn't it? That's hit the side.
But it isn't at the bonk corner.
Oh, it's turn
No,
15.
it's not at the
No, it's the
bonk
exit.
corner,
yeah.
no.
It's the one before.
Right, here we go. Oh, why is that not showing the timings again? Oh, because it's doing that. Okay.
Verstappen's done a 1:45.218, fast up of the race.
Wait a minute, here we go.
We've turned the radio down.
He did the same as De Vries. Look at the damage.
That was, hold on, let me try again because it was a bit too quiet.
He did the same as De Vries.
And then there's a second angle as well.
Oh, the
Is
other
there?
the
Oh, right,
two
okay, let me
bonks
carry on.
coming through. This is what the race has come to, by the way. We're just playing with sound effects with bonks because there's nothing going on. But I'll take. Oh, let's head for sights.
Sights.
So we are at the tire life till the end.
So they can go one stop.
Okay, so they're happy with the tyre life until the end. Whether or not we'll see that tyre life being correct or not, I have absolutely no idea. Still, let's hear from Bernie Collins on the radio.
Check the data, but it's quite shrewd of him to keep that little bit quiet. Doesn't want that information to go to Verstappen to think they've got a slight chance of coming back at him.
Getcha. Ted, down to you.
Yeah, so we've actually got another pit stop, and that's Valtteri Bottas. And is that the third time? I feel that's the third time I've seen him in the pits.
It's more than that.
Can't keep away from really can't. So the handling with the tyres on this Alfa Romeo Sauber has just gone south right into the Caspian all day long. Zhou Guanyu is also just complaining about the handling, says he's sliding around everywhere. But Valtteri has actually pitted again. I assume he'll resume last. I have a line from Red Bull, Crofty, on this. The Max Verstappen, was it a mistake not telling him to stay out? And the word from Red Bull is that the engineers, neither the engineers nor Max aren't dwelling on the call because it was regarded as poor timing rather than poor management or rather than mismanagement. So I think you know, Bernie, I was talking about that inertia, and maybe tell us how it works. Because I'd have to rewind the tape to see how long it was between when they saw De Vries stop, and presumably at that time they would have told Max to box, and how long they had to actually tell Max, no, stay out, stay out. I guess they couldn't have been sure that it was going to cause a safety car. De Vries might have, they couldn't see from that shot, could they, at the time? De Vries might have just reversed and then carried on. So what is that inertia in the system like that?
Well, it's interesting. You've got a lot of people, you know, the strategist down there would be fully in the data trying to make the decisions based on the information he has from the tyre guys. But he was at turn 14, Corinne told me, at the point that, you know, we've seen the incident first on TV. And you'll have people on the pit wall in what we call the capacity seat. So those are the people that...
It's an F2 news.
What have you got?
Victor Martins DQ'd from the F2 feature race. Floor infringement.
Floor infringement?
Yeah.
Oh no! So that's just even that's really bad for him actually, because in a way we finished in the feature, but Josh isn't there.
We lost Josh.
Yeah, he's been having. Oh, he's back, and I can hear him coming in. So we'll turn his camera on, and then we'll get Josh back. This is what the battle screen's made for as well. 15 laps to go. Anything can happen from now. Perez leads 2.7 seconds to Verstappen. Leclerc, Alonso closing in. Alonso might just go for a podium here if he can hold it together. Predictions? Who's going to win in Azerbaijan?
Verstappen.
Josh, what about you? Welcome back.
Hello. My computer did its thing where it just black screens and just restarts everything with no warning at all for some reason, but Perez.
Perez, yep. Could be the deal. Probably will be the deal. As
Hamilton's closing up on Sainz.
Cautiously, what? Oh, Perez, first sector time, 37.071, fastest of all. He is beginning to push, as we know he can. And Hamilton's closing in on Sainz in the second DRS zone. Looks to the inside. Can't get through into turn 3. First 90-degree corner to the right, coming up at turn 4. Still can't get through. Now we're in the single file castle section. Nothing's going to happen here.
A lot.
I just hope they all get through cleanly. I don't want anything. I would like to get to MotoGP. There's it from Joe.
Joe, we have 2 boxes left. We have an issue.
Oh.
This left. Box.
And he is into the pits.
Yeah.
And he's out. So Joe Guan Yu retires from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix on lap 37 of 51. 15 to go, as anything can happen. Engine failure.
15 laps to go, anything can happen.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. Oh, as our television pictures goes, Star Trek, beat me up. Right, let's have a look then at this little battle. Can Sainz hold back from Hamilton? Hamilton has the DRS on this attack run. We'll have it now down in towards turn 1. The activation point is parallel to the second detection point. They're both the same length. On the track. Activated in the white line now, but he's too far back, Jess, to get a move onto turn 1.
I think Sainz might have the straight line speed that Ferrari is looking for, and that's probably why Hamilton is not closing up much to Sainz. But yeah, and why are we seeing a start-finish straight? We're seeing.
That's right.
That is
Ocon.
why. So that is Ocon and Hulkenberg, who's still.
Norris
they
and
haven't
Oda,
pitted
yeah.
again. Are they doing an Albon strategy from last year?
Go until the last few laps, then pit for softs. Do they have softs? Hulkenberg has 3 new sets of soft tyres left.
I can see
Ocon.
why they softs can get to the end, I believe.
Yeah, and
from here.
Ocon's got a brand new set of softs too. I reckon they're gambling on the late safety car.
That could work. Someone's asking in a TV chat, does Verstappen have hold in the sideboard again? Likely.
Mercedes are getting ready for a pit stop here, Jess. I'm looking.
Pit stop?
Yeah, it's Russell. Russell's just set the fastest first sector time of 37.457. It's a new personal best. So Hamilton isn't. So I reckon Russell's going to come into the pit lane. He was complaining that he couldn't get to the end on these tyres. I reckon it's going to be Russell to jump
Ferrari,
from 8th.
I think, are going to think about it as well.
With which one? Leclerc's pushing too. Yeah, you're right. So's Alonso.
Alonso's pushing as well. Everyone's pushing. I wonder if people below the 2 Red Bulls are going to think about their next stops.
Yeah, Red Bull can just continue on out front. There's no need for them to do anything. Let's just see if we see any difference between the two. I'm looking at their sector times, and they are purple. For Alonso, sector 1, 36.991. They're all pushing. But then again, Stroll's pushing. So is Russell, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Norris, Tsunoda, Piastri. They're all pushing, Jess. We're going to see a flurry of cars, I think, into the pit lane here. It's got to be. Are they going to complete the lap?
And if it's like at PSGL, when people are mainly pushing before their lap, but they go into the pits, are we seeing something similar here? I don't know.
They've all gone past. What is going on? We can't tell what's going on.
We were robbed.
Yeah.
So surely Ocon and Hulkenberg have to come in, otherwise they'll get DQ'd.
Why Mercedes were thinking about it and didn't do it, I don't know. This is getting very, very tense.
To maybe dummy other people to think about doing it.
Ferrari probably, because Hamilton's stuck behind Sainz and Leclerc as well is being lead in. This is a battle between Sargent and Gasly.
Drive the day vote is open.
Who are you voting for?
I don't know. Alonso? I don't know.
I'm trying to think of Taylor Swift songs.
Leclerc, because he hasn't crashed.
Well, I think this is the first time he's actually going to reach the end of a race without, where is he? He's 3rd place. This is the first time he's going to be on the podium this year, and the 2nd time he's reached the end of a race. The first was back in,
Bahrain?
No, it was Saudi Arabia when you were on, Jess. You're Leclerc's good luck charm, it seems, in the commentary box for races.
Omi can thank me later.
Podium in the sprint yesterday, of course. Podium today lined up. Yeah. When?
Just,
yeah, go on.
Leclerc, whatever you do, stay far away from the bump corner wall.
I don't know when you're
so far away from Alonso as you can, because Alonso is pushing.
And this then is the battle between Sargent and Gasly. Not the closest on the track, but one we're highlighting. Yeah, this is the one I want to look at. Sainz and Hamilton, 4.5 tenths between them. This is the good one to come through. Mind games going on, says Tuning as well. And anyone in the mood for a late red flag? Shut up, the little owl. Shut up. Shush, 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 shush. No.
And
no
one
red
person who you have to be careful for their curses is the little owl.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it all happened in F2 this morning. Little owl.
Yeah, no red flags. All good. All is good. Because at the moment,
I was getting a bit worried there.
Why?
Because little owl in the chat, I was like, oh God.
Yeah. If I see a yellow flag flash up on my data screen in the next 10
I'm gonna
laps,
like literally run off.
Yeah, I do not want that. I want to get this done, and then hopefully do the podium, and then go to MotoGP.
I think. Oh, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, let's just see. Wait, this is the power of having what is called a hot mic. When you are live on air, you can do extraordinary powers. As you see, we're hearing Lewis Hamilton closing in on Sainz. Is he going to go for the movement to turn 1? He thought about it, but no. Brakes late. Jess, you mentioned rain. It's getting darker.
Oh, yeah. God, no. What? I don't know if it shows you the percentage on the TV. I don't think it does. No,
track temperature.
20%.
Yeah, track temperature at 38 degrees, air temperature 25, wind speed's low, humidity, however, is at 79%. So it's
low intensity rain in 2 minutes. What?
No, surely not. It has got very dark here in Baku, like insanely dark. I'm looking at the screen right now, and
it's going to be light rain.
Oh, for God's sake! that's one thing to throw
I
things
don't
out.
want the stream.
Yeah. Oh, this is insane. No, as Tunin says, humidity not too high, it will not rain. No way. Yeah. So the humidity is going to play that balance out, isn't it? It's the low humidity you need to worry about when the rain comes. 10 laps to go. So not that long in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's around about 20 minutes, isn't it? Maybe 15 max.
Bottas is about to be lapped.
And that'll be our first lap of the day.
Yeah, I thought more people would be lapped by now.
They've all managed it to keep on. That's impressive.
That is.
But the two Red Bulls walking away with this. I reckon Verstappen's nursing some sort of issue to be 3 seconds back from Checo.
Yeah, I think he's got damage from hitting that wall.
So is Checo on for the double? He won the sprint yesterday and he's going to win the Grand Prix today. It seems to be a hat-trick of what's going on.
Perez is a street track merchant in F123.
He'll be our first ever repeat winner here in Baku because Perez took the second victory of his career back in 2021.
Oh, Hamilton!
Can he get ahead? He's got the DRS. Sainz going defensive. Lewis looks to the inside. It's turn 3. Not going to work. I wonder if Checo will be our first ever repeat winner in Baku. I think that's the good news story. As we look at Gasly.
I'd rather have that him than Verstappen.
Yeah, and that's it. It's Perez. Everyone loves Checo.
Yeah, I like Checo.
A lot of people love Max as well, but it's like it perfectly matches up in the championship so far. If it wasn't for the sprint race, they'll be level on points.
You mean it perfectly matches up?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Josh.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Max Verstappen.
He hit the wall again?
Yeah. No. I think he just... No, he did touch the wall again. Just down at turn 4. He avoided it at 15. And he just... no, didn't touch it at 4 either. 2 very close calls for Max Verstappen on the last lap of the race as the clouds roll over here in Azerbaijan. And he touched the wall out on 2. He definitely touched it out 2. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. He got a rear slide and gave it a kiss. And he's
Does
just
that
dropping.
mean someone else is going to go to the bonk corner, turn 5?
Could do. We're approaching it now.
Ready?
Nope. All good.
Phew.
Max turns in.
No. Lame.
All good.
I like the... Oh.
For a brief second, I thought Perez was going slow coming out that corner. We are spectators waiting for the bonk. Oh, he did not hit it, says Turin. Then Al says Max is driving that thing like a bumper car. It really is, isn't he?
Very, very big bumper cars, these are.
This could be the first podium that we see without Fernando Alonso.
Unless Leclerc's engine gives up.
No, don't.
Why?
Please.
Could do.
Surely not. Alonso, fastest first sector.
He's coming. He's coming.
36.8.
Leclerc was 37.0, so 2 tenths faster. Still, that's 4 seconds. Alonso's going to catch up to Leclerc. I don't think that's likely to happen, personally. It's too close to call. Oh, look at that. They've perfectly traded each other. And Verstappen set the fastest lap of the race. 1:44.843.
With a damaged car.
Hulkenberg. Bonk. Turn 15. Rear
He still
tyre.
has to pit as well. Oh, he's hit the barrier.
And this is an overtake from Pierre Gasly round the outside of Logan Sargent into turn 1. The only battle on the track that we've been focusing on for the past 15 minutes, and they miss it live. Okay, Leclerc. 1:44.670. Oh, wow. Alonso was 0.003 of a second slower than him on the last lap.
Hamilton.
Got any more power to give me at some stage?
Yeah, okay, we'll have a look.
I need power. Bono, I need power. He wants more. He wants to get past Sainz. He's 6 tenths back, but he feels that Mercedes engine can't give him the power he wants. It needs to be unlimited. It needs to be full Mercedes power as there's damage in Norris. That front wing was flapping, Jess. You see it? I swear it's got damage. Look.
He might have hit the wall again, but he is catching on right. Hulkenberg and Ocon. Hit now.
They're risking it, aren't they? They're going to have to.
It's going to end on the safety car, though, at this point.
Yeah, they're going to go bang, aren't they, those tyres? Someone's going to have an explosive puncture and the race will end on the safety car.
Yeah.
We all know it's coming. We just have to sort of accept it.
Yeah.
Smooth is the best thing. Oh, I thought he did it then, you know. Perez looked like he was squabbling out of turn 6. So Leclerc gets the bonus point for fastest lap as well. Marshall just walking along the side of the track for some reason.
7 laps to go.
Behind the barrier, I hope, Josh.
I think so, yeah. I just saw it in the back of the picture. Swig a drink. Sugar to keep you going. As they come through. Into the bonk corner, turn 15. That's what I'm going to call it on my track map. Turn 16, turn 15.
I'm going to call it all that in PSGL now.
Yeah, the bonk corner. Everybody does it. How many? We've raced here 6 times. This is our 8th, and I'm surprised we've never done it. Tyre failure, someone please, says Cheerlin.
No.
I reckon someone will, you know, Jess. I reckon someone's going to push it.
It will be Hulkenberg.
Yeah, do you remember tyre gone on fire right here with Max Verstappen in a similar lap?
That is Norris. Norris is going to get a point.
Yeah, go on, Lando. Can he get ahead of Nico Hulkenberg? Closing in together. I'm actually quite surprised. Well, he's going to get a point anyway, because Hulkenberg are not going to have him pitted. Oh, Norris is going to get 9th. 2 points.
Nice.
Go on, Norris.
Which means if Piastri...
set a personal best on very old hards.
45 lap old tyres and still performing. That's what we like to see here. On board with Lewis Hamilton, and we can hear a radio from him, from Bono. Has he got any more power? Bono just keeps applying to him. Giving it all she's got, Captain. And Norris is through into turn 7.
Hey!
Lando Norris passes Nico Hülkenberg. And the fans watching in their balconies, I heard a little cheer from them. Lando is through. There's some Mercedes fans, so McLaren fans in the grandstand there with their papaya hats. Norris into the points. Will finish at least 9th because Ocon has to pit. Let's take a look how he did it. Hülkenberg just got no grip, Jess.
Yeah, he lost grip coming out of the before the castle section.
Lando was brave.
He was.
What's this on board with Hülkenberg on the radio? Almost like he had 0 grip there. That was completely sliding around. Not even a doubt, that was completely out of it. Oh, and now Hülkenberg's under pressure as well, this time from Yuki Tsunoda for 11th position, which is effectively P10 due to Ocon on the inside line. He still can't get through. I'm surprised about Hülkenberg here and Ocon. They're going to get a penalty because they haven't pitted and they've lost the opportunity, so they're just racing, but with nothing else.
And then they're going to get disqualified, Josh.
Yeah, they haven't done it, so they will get disqualified. Mercedes are getting some emergency tyres ready, just in case what happened in Australia happens now, and we have a very late red flag. Well,
God. I have to call the end if that's
the
case.
Oh, it's getting darker. It's getting darker. Oh, that 20% chance of rain might just actually happen. With 5 laps to go, the rain could start to come down here in Baku. And it's a long track here, so it could be raining in different sections.
This is going to get interesting.
Oh, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. This is so much. Surely it won't rain. As we said, the humidity can't rain. Are they banking on intermediates? Surely not. That is a huge gamble if it rains. Because then the tyre factor doesn't come into it. They don't have to use both tyres. They can just go on from hards to intermediates.
Yeah.
Surely not.
That could be a brave move.
It's a risk they want to take, and it's a risk we're going to see as Hülkenberg is going to get passed by Tsunoda even before the DRS end. Here's Hülkenberg.
Just hang in there. Just try to stay out. The only chance is if we get some kind of safety car or red.
They're banking on that red flag, aren't they? They are really banking on a safety car or red flag.
Yeah, they are.
Good to stand on the pit wall. Easy there, Gunter.
I'm told Gunter was there. Gunter, let's try once more. I was saying a valiant effort from Nico Hülkenberg this afternoon. The strategy just not quite playing out. You needed a safety car. You needed a red flag.
Correct, you got that right, you know, but it's still not over. I mean, obviously now it's not as easy as before anymore, but also, you know, we just need to keep out now and waiting something happen. There's nothing to be gained coming in now. His tires are at the end now of their life, so we just keep him out to see if something happens, which you never know here.
Why do you think we're seeing so little overtaking at this track this
just
afternoon?
outside.
So what do you think it is about F1 in 2023 where the race has given us so many thrills and spills, not living up to the spectacle?
It's difficult to say. I think the tires are very stable, so nobody's really dropping off until you drop off, really, you know. So we are still on the tires we started off on, and I don't know, it's just like also to follow and overtake is pretty difficult, you know.
Yeah, it certainly is. Fingers crossed that when we go to...
Let's go to Steiner. Turin says, what's the rule? Do we need to pit at any moment or not pit the entire race? Isn't that legal? Question mark. Finishing the race without pitting?
If it's dry, then you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, so if, as you say, Jess, if it's dry, you have to pit. If it rains at any point in the race, you don't have to stick to the mandatory pit stop of change of tyre. You must use 2 different types of tyres during the race. That's the only one. They haven't. They've always stayed on it. Track temperature is dropping. It is down to 25. Well, track temperature is down to 36 as Piastri dives to the inside as well. And Piastri gets through on Hülkenberg. Well, this is getting entertaining. So the rain is coming in. We're waiting to see if it's going to change over with 4 to go. And where's Perez in all this? Perez crosses the line to make it 3 laps to go. And Hülkenberg's in a complete DRS train right now as well to see what could happen.
Oh, God. Like, there's a lot of things that are happening in just one moment just because the track temperature is dropping. And we know what happens when a track temperature decides to drop.
As they come through, Hulkenberg now down to 15th place.
Stafford fast.
Sorry, that's
1:44.566.
So it's Magnussen down to 15th place as well. Albon's 14th, just ahead of him. Alonso, fastest lap, 1:44.541.
Alonso, get Leclerc now. Come on.
Gap 2.7, Jess.
Yeah, I am supporting Alonso in Megan's absence. Megan can thank me later.
It will be another podium if he can do it. Four in a row with the same top three on the podium. It's not over yet.
It was a brief yellow, now it's green again.
Yeah, don't give me heart attacks like that. Literally, my heart just jumped when I flashed off.
So did mine.
I was like, we are so close to the end. Don't you dare do it now, Formula One. We want this to end now. And there's no time anyway. Unless the red flag came out this lap, it'll just end behind the safety car.
Oh, here comes the
Albon
on Hulkenberg.
Now,
So
that'd be P12, won't it? Because of lock-on. Oh, never mind. Magnussen goes through. So Hulkenberg down to 15th.
Yeah, he's dropping.
My word, what an interesting Grand
Fair
Prix.
play to Ocon for keeping in ninth. He must be managing his
What
tyres
happened
very
to
well.
Russell?
What happened to Russell?
He was the
Turn one.
yellow.
Oh, yeah.
That's what caused the yellow flag then.
Just went wide at turn one, blocked up a little bit, which caused him to go wide.
Oh, well, I don't know why, but Megan Birch just walked into the commentary box. Is it that true that you just can't stay away?
I felt like I was missing out.
Alonso's just got the fastest lap again, a 1:44.241. He's in fourth, but Perez leads. Verstappen second, Leclerc third, Alonso fourth, Sainz fifth. Ocon and Hulkenberg haven't pitted yet. There's rain in the air, and Mercedes are getting ready for some new tyres. A little bit of rain with 2 to go. And they're going for it, Jess. They're going for soft.
If there's rain,
call me in. If it rains, call you in. Well, just like
Russell's got the gap to Ocon, so why not?
Is he going to have enough time to do this? The fastest lap? Yeah, he will. Out lap on lap 50. Yeah, so he'll just do it.
Yeah, Russell has the gap, so why not? I think if he had the gap to the next car, do it.
Good stop. Oh, it's a slow front left. Away he goes.
But Alonso's not going to do it, but maybe he can catch Leclerc and hopefully at least get a podium.
Yes. Well, happy birthday, Megan.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy 18th.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone here yet?
Yes.
Who?
Karen Trevor, Paris November.
Oh, no Kelly Ellen yet.
No.
Oh, that's good then. I haven't missed your present. Which one?
And given it's about to end,
I'll tell you what.
They're close to arriving.
I'll tell you what, Megan. If you just stay with us for another lap, considering we're on the last lap.
I may as well stay.
As a birthday present, would you like to call Perez winning the race? Let's say from Leclerc.
I guess.
And Winnie is getting gustier.
Final lap, the call. Wind's getting gustier. Soft tyres going on.
Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
Very slow stop.
Final lap.
Chat say
6.4.
happy birthday, Megan, from the little loud tune. It says happy birthday, Megan. Enjoy.
Thank you.
With the drinks. Now, you can now drink, of course.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is weird, 'cause
legally
I
now.
haven't today.
And now, actually, you can note that you're 18 years old. I can say that you've been drinking for ages.
Yes.
Champagnes and all that, you rich woman. Anyway, Perez.
And classy.
Perez, anyway, Megan's going to have his 6th career win and will be the first repeat winner here in Baku, if you want things to say.
That's quite a
Yeah.
nice achievement for my birthday.
One here back in 2021, of course. I'll just give you stats here.
Okay.
Max has had a problem as well. So they're in the middle
Yeah,
sector.
for once, he does not win. It's still a Red Bull win, but let's just leave it at that. Right? What? As long as Max doesn't win, I'm happy. That's all I wanted for my birthday.
Okay, fair it is. Right. Jess, what
different.
Yeah, Jess, what have you made of this race then? It's been a bit up and down with an exciting end.
Yeah, it was fun towards the end, but it was quite quiet for most of it.
Why did you say the keyword on the final lap?
Sorry.
Say it.
God.
Yay, yay, yay.
What about you, Josh? What have you made of it?
Oh,
what's happened here? Ocon's come into the pit lane because
Jess.
he's on lap 50, but the pit lane's full of people. What on earth's going on there?
Jess, that's you, that is.
Sergio Perez is
that's
coming.
gonna be-
2 seconds. Ocon takes the line. To you, Megan, as Perez comes out to the line.
Right, coming up to the checkered flag now, and it's Sergio Perez. Checo is now the first repeat winner in Azerbaijan, and it's coming in second place is Max Verstappen, for once not winning, and let's face it, we all breathed a sigh of relief from that one.
It's close towards the line between Leclerc in third and Alonso in fourth. Alonso's within a second as well and had the DRS to the line. We saw Bottas do it.
Can
Can
he
Alonso?
please? No, he won't be able to.
And for the first time this year, Fernando Alonso is not on the podium, but considering he started in 8th position, an amazing fight back as well.
He did well, he did well.
Leclerc gets a podium, so
Leclerc
that's
hasn't had it in
double.
a while, in fairness.
It's the same result as the sprint race yesterday.
We should have just copied and pasted.
Yeah, we should have. Can Hamilton get past Sainz to the line?
No.
Takes the checkered flag. Answer?
Too far away.
No. So Sergio Perez...
Is he 2/10 back?
Yeah, at the line. Yeah, you're right.
I can't take too much.
Sergio Perez wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
I'm leaving now.
Bye-bye, Megan.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Megan.
Bye, Megan.
I'll be in shortly. Let's hear from our George Russell. Is he going to get the fastest lap? Fastest sector 1, fastest sector 2. Can Russell get the fastest lap in the line? He takes the checkered flag. He's done it! Yes! 1:43.370.
Megan going, yes.
Well done, George Russell. Gets that bonus point away from Ferrari, which is very crucial. Now let's hear from our race winner.
It was with Max Verstappen, I think.
All right.
To his efforts.
You're right.
King of the streets.
Well done, guys. We dominated this weekend. Well done, guys. Well done. We just have to sort out the issues. We cannot have the issues like Melbourne. And we are in the fight, guys. Well done. What a job. And this one goes to Thibaut and his wife. He's still a big part of our team. Yes, guys. Well done. Vamos!
Awesome stuff.
That's an emotion.
From misery in Melbourne to the banter of Baku, Sergio Perez, our first ever repeat winner here in Azerbaijan. We'll hear from Max Verstappen shortly as well. And I'm going to leave the commentary box and I'll hand over to Jess as well. Let's hear, are we getting Russell with the fastest lap? Do we hear from him on the radio? And then I'll hand over to Jess. Because MotoGP is coming up in 10 minutes
Hang
time.
on, I need to sort some stuff out. Hold on.
Why did the Red Bull car sound like it had the Ferrari?
Let's hear from Verstappen.
Let's hear from Verstappen.
Not sure, Max.
Yeah, not bad. Good result, that.
Yeah, well done, Max. Checo got a little lucky with the safety car there, but it's a long season and very, very good points today. So great team result. Well done.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we wouldn't know the safety car could come out there. A bit unlucky, but good team result. And I think we learned a lot again.
Well, Sergio Perez comes in. I think the easiest thing to do is to hand over at the interviews, because then Josh can play the interviews for Jess and all that lot as well, and in the cool-down room. So that's the easiest. So I will now sign off myself. I will see you tomorrow for the Grand Prix review. I'm off to the MotoGP Spanish Grand Prix with Tom Dillon. I will put it on the standby screen, and I will hand over to Jess and Josh to take you through the podium. But final word for me in this race, and to those of you listening on USRN, thank you very much. It is Sergio Perez who has won here in Azerbaijan. Stay with us on YouTube. For those of you on USRN, we'll see you shortly.
So Sergio Perez has won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And what a very dominant performance from him. Verstappen taking some car issues there. I think it was inevitable that a Red Bull would win. And Josh got his prediction right. So there we go. I wonder who's going to be in the interviews this week.
It was Naomi Schiff for the sprint and the sprint qualifying, so that's who I'm guessing. We'll get confirmation soon, and we will pull the fader up so we can listen to the post-race interviews and the cool-down room.
I can't hear the cool-down room. Or is it just me?
No, it's not on yet.
Ah, right, okay. I thought literally you were going to do it now. That's why I got a bit confused there. I thought we were going to hear from Russell from the team radio, but we didn't. So,
not yet. But yeah, Perez very, very happy there, doing a fist bump to the camera, and it's Damon Hill with the post-race interviews.
Talk to Charles Leclerc.
Charles, long, hard race. You got pole position, brilliant pole position, but you knew you couldn't keep with pace of the Red Bulls, but a valiant effort. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, again, I mean, they are in another league once it comes to race. So the really good lap managed to put us in front, but then over 51 laps, it was just not possible. They have so much more pace than we do in race pace. So yeah, as I said yesterday, I think they found something that we didn't yet. And that's where our focus is at the moment. Everybody's working flat out to try and understand what we can do in the races, especially to just get more performance.
Do you feel like you've closed the gap? Ferrari are getting at least a little closer to the Red Bulls?
Honestly, the feeling is a little bit better. But when I see the gap, and I'm pretty sure that when you have this type of gap, you are probably not pushing 100%. So yeah, we don't really know how much we have closed the gap. The feeling is a little bit better, but again, also the Aston Martin was really quick today, so yeah, still have a lot of work.
Otherwise a lonely race, but you got a little bit of pressure there from Fernando at the end. The old fox, he doesn't leave you alone, does he?
Yeah, no, he was pushing. I mean, I knew what his intentions were at the beginning, because he always does that, trying to keep the tires at the beginning of the stint and push at the end, so I tried to do the same, and at the end it was close, but not enough for Fernando today.
Well, congratulations anyway, and
thank you.
Good luck for the next one.
Charles Leclerc there. We're going to now hear from Max Verstappen.
Hey Max, well, you got the long race you wanted, but perhaps not the result you wanted. You got very unlucky, I think, with the safety car. But other than that, the pace of Sergio, were you not able to catch him? How did it go?
Yeah, I think, of course, the safety car was a bit unlucky. Then I had to push again. I tried to stay very close to try and get into the DRS, but I think the tires overheating a bit because of that, of course, trying to follow. But also the balance, I was struggling to be really consistent. So I was playing around with the tools a little bit. And I think once I got that sorted, I would say the last 10 laps were actually quite good again. But just a little bit too late. But I think a lot of things learned again throughout the race. And of course, at the end of the day, a good team result.
And it's also good for the championship, isn't it? I mean, it's not, the gap has closed a little bit between you and Sergio. So it's going to be tense for the rest of the
season. Well, I don't know. I mean, we know it's a very long season. And like I said, a lot of things are learned again. I mean, Baku is again quite different to Miami. And Miami is going to be, again, very different to the other tracks we go to. But yeah, keep learning. It can never be perfect all the time. I think there are always days that you can learn.
Tiring race, we saw you actually touch the tyres a couple of times, I think.
Yeah, a few times we hit the wall around the lap. So we were, of course, pushing, but that's also part of a street circuit.
Well done anyway, and good luck for the next one.
Max Verstappen second, now our race winner, Checo Perez.
I think you are now officially the only person to won 2 Baku Grand Prix. You've won a
2.5.
2.5. Congratulations, what a fantastic drive. We just mentioned, Max, that you got a little bit of a break there with the safety car. You stayed out and Max was just coming in at the wrong time.
Yeah, it really worked out today for us. We managed to stay in the DRS train and we managed to keep the pressure on Max. which I think we had a better deck on that first stint. I think it was looking good. It was looking good already from that side. Then the safety car came and bunched everyone up, so it was again another race on the hard tires.
There's clearly not much between you, the pace between you and Max on this circuit. I mean, it could have been different if you'd come out behind. Do you think if you'd come out from behind Max, you could have raced him to the end, or was it always going to be a stalemate?
I think it was very close between us. I mean, we pushed to the maximum today. I mean, we both clipped the wall a few times, so we were pushing out there. The way Max pushed me throughout the race was really hard, but we managed to keep him under control.
Yeah, it was great because your team came on to you and said, what was going on at turn 15? And you were keeping it quiet, but you hit the wall on the right.
Really hard. I had a little bit of luck, especially with that front right, that it didn't blow up.
Well, it survived, and congratulations. What a great drive, and many congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the...
Well, the top 3 post-race interviews there with Damon Hill. Now we come up back to the main commentary box to get some more post-race thoughts. Jess?
I have to say, definitely redemption for Sergio Perez. Didn't win last year's Baku Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And now he's won 2. Well, basically 1.5 in one weekend. So could this be the sign of things to come for Perez after not doing too well in Australia? Maybe that's the pressure he wanted going into Miami next weekend, which is not too far away, actually.
Yeah, well, you could kind of call it 1 and 1/3 Grand Prix, as the sprint race is 100 kilometers, the main race is around 300 kilometers, and it's triple the lap times. But Checo Perez, very happy with that win, we can see it there. But we're going to go up to the cool-down room now.
Too bad?
Yeah.
Lost you that?
We need to...
It's the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning of the sync, we need to be careful so much with our car. You were pushing flat out always.
Yeah, because we were quite close. But yeah, you're following all the time within like 1 last second. At one point it opened up a bit, and then the last...
What lap time?
We did a 4, but we were quite quick at the end. No, it's good.
We have it. Yes.
There was not much action out there in safety
for me,
cars.
it was the loneliest.
How far ahead you finished on people behind?
Oh, Fernando was coming back at the finish.
Oh, he finished 4th?
Yeah, he finished 4th. He was doing 44.
Yeah, you were lucky there. Yeah, that was good. It happens. Sometimes. You had it last year, Jeddah?
I think that's all we heard from in the cool-down room from the likes of... hang on.
Yep.
And we'll leave the...
There we go. We'll leave it there. Mike just faded out for a little bit, but we got it back for a couple of seconds. So that was the driver's cool-down room just before they go up to the podium. But there is the Ferrari team just discussing team principal as well, head of strategy behind, but it's time for the podium.
I think, do we go through the results before the podium, or is it the podium first?
After.
Okay,
Podium
that's
first.
fine. I gather that, because I was a bit worried we were going to go through that as well.
Yep.
But first podium this season, Fernando Alonso to not be in as well. So Alonso just
Charles
missed
Leclerc
out. Yeah.
steps on to 3rd. Max now stepping on to 2nd place, but here comes Checo Perez onto the podium, very happy, punches the air and steps on to the 1st place. Now hopefully this should work with the national anthems.
Fingers
Hopefully.
crossed. Hey!
The Mexican national anthem there. Now it's time for the Austrian for the winning constructors.
Well done.
There we go. The national anthems. The first place trophy presented by the mayor of Baku. And he raises it up in the air. Very happy indeed about that win. Then the first place medal presented by the FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem. And shakes Leclerc's and Verstappen's hand. The constructor trophy goes to Red Bull for the Minister of Youth and Sport of Azerbaijan. And a very happy Red Bull team indeed. Second place trophy presented by the AAF President Assistant to the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Max Verstappen raises it up in the air, also quite happy with the second. Would have been good for first, he would have as well. But third place for Charles Leclerc, presented by the head of the Baku City Circuit. And now it's champagne time.
Well, after all the drama of the sprint race, people would have thought, would it have worked? Did it not work? For Sergio Perez, he's had an almost perfect weekend. He didn't get a pole in the sprint or in the qualifying, but that didn't matter to him because he has won both of them, and he's looking like he's gonna help with this championship and close up to his teammate Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc did not do an I am stupid. Surely he's going to be happy with his first podium of the season. The tale will turn maybe next week when we head to Miami, but I believe we got our results to go through when we get the battle screen up very quickly. So Sergio Perez takes the win from Max Verstappen in P2, Charles Leclerc in third, Alonso by 0.8 of a second, just misses out in 4th. Carlos Sainz, 5th place. What could have been for him? Lewis Hamilton finished in 6th. Lance Stroll had a few issues this race, but still managed to keep George Russell at bay at 7th. Russell in 8th place, pitted for softs to get that extra point. He got fastest lap. Lando Norris gets some more points for McLaren, and Yuki Tsunoda recovered to your top 10. And we got Piastri, Albon, Magnussen, Gasly, Ocon and Sargent. They were on the last people on the lead lap. Hulkenberg and Bottas were your last finishers a lap down. 2 retirements, Zhou Guanyu and Nick De Vries. Josh T, any final thoughts of this race? What do you think of the sprint weekend? Do you think they should do it again in Baku?
Yeah, they could, but I've just seen something. You know how everything's going on around F1 Academy
Yes.
right now? Well, it's gonna be broadcasted on Thursday, nearly a week after it actually happened, and it's just a 15-minute highlight. Why can't they just show it live? I don't know, but final thoughts, a good race, a little bit entertaining, but all went well on this side for Josh to get over to MotoGP,
Which
where
is just
you can
starting.
go now. Yep, just starting. So we're gonna say that you can go over there now. It's on this YouTube channel now. So we're gonna end this one and then go over there on the JB Motorsports. I think we're still on USRN. So everyone.
No, we're not.
No, we're
They've
not. Okay.
ended it so Josh could do MotoGP.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's it from Baku, I do believe, Jess.
Yep, that is. So, as well as MotoGP, we got obviously Josh and Tom Dillon in the commentary box as well. Also, JB Motorsports, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. We got the IndyCar at Barbet. Romain Grosjean on pole position. Will he be able to get his first win? With Josh, we have Josh T and Omi in the commentary box as well. You could check that out later on. And we also got highlights for Moto 3 and Moto 2 coming out this week as well. That's been recorded, and Josh will do the highlights very, very soon. My thanks to, obviously, Josh T for joining us in the commentary box. Thanks to Josh for controlling the buttons as ever and being lead commentator, of course. Thanks to everyone at home for watching. We will see you when Formula One returns in Miami in a week's time at the Hard Rock Stadium for the second edition of the Miami Grand Prix. Have a good day, everybody. Make sure you tune in to the MotoGP starting anytime now. Take care. Bye-bye.